Yeah, who cares? Is
Is
it recording?
Yes.
I don't care. I don't give a fluff. Yeah, I won't swear. If once you're recording, I won't swear.
It might just be Beaver Facts tonight because John just texted me saying he can't make it.
He said I watched the last one and I decided that I can't make it tonight.
Right. Well, and okay, and now he's saying he might hop on.
Yeah. He's going to see how this goes.
Okay. We'll see. We'll see if any. I don't know if anyone's jumping in or not.
He didn't know. He didn't know there were going to be Beaver Facts involved. And then he's like, "What? I love Beaver."
It looks like you did. It looks like you gave some attention to the Beaver Facts sign. Like, is it in a new position? Yeah.
What happened was well, I wonder if I can point. I can't. The beaver's head was curled back because the glue, it wasn't high quality glue, I guess. The Elmer, this paste maybe was even this paste.
So is it closer?
Huh?
Is it closer to you? Also?
I don't know. It could be. It gets closer every time.
Okay.
Until you can't ignore the facts any longer. They're right there. But I did make an improvement where on his head I put some clear Scotch tape to hold his head down.
Oh.
His nose was curled back here. You couldn't see the beaver's head.
Nice.
We could start with a fact. Here's a fact. It says,
okay,
beaver butts smell like vanilla. Oh no. That's it. No, that's the only fact you get. That's it. It's supposed to do
that's
that.
That's the fact for this episode.
Yeah. I actually have a midget. I can't say midget, can I? I have a Oompa Loompa back there who helps me.
Nice.
And I said, God damn it, now. No.
Are you wearing a Tetsuo t-shirt?
Oh, yeah. I made this.
Sweet. Yeah, I saw your post about it. I like it. And now is everyone telling you they want one? Because that's what happens.
Well,
and then, but then when you actually say, "Oh, actually, here's where you can get one," and then they ghost you.
I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, you can't see it. There,
it's cool.
Yeah. I'll get you one. I'll make you one for sure.
Make it double X because I'm fat.
I'll make it triple X for you.
Triple X for me. That's a little too big. How does my audio sound?
I wanted to talk. I want to talk about your audio.
Is it better?
Your audio. Okay.
Okay.
So no, really, because something I noticed is last time with Bileebob, his audio didn't have the same delay. Yours has quite a bit of delay.
Okay.
Meaning, it sounds like we're interrupting you or I'm interrupting you all the time, but it's because there's this delay. So it makes the conversation, in real time, in real life, we can talk quickly, but I have to be careful because it sounds like I'm interrupting you a lot, I noticed. And I don't know if it's your ISP or some kind of equipment you have. You also your audio will start to reverberate and echo and do these kinds of things. Do you remember when you did the podcast?
Is it still doing that?
Well, it did. Right when you hit record, it started doing it. It only does it when it's not important. Doesn't do it. Like when you go to record and all of a sudden it doesn't work right now. But it did. So something is taxing the system maybe on your end because you're recording it.
Yeah. I'm also using a hard connection this time. And I don't know if that has anything to do with last time I was using Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
And this time I'm not. So
that may
Hopefully it's
help.
better.
Right. So when I talk to you, it's hard to tell how much delay there is, right?
Yeah.
It seems like there's a couple seconds of delay. I mean, it's not going to ruin it, but sometimes when you go to jump in and reply, you may still be talking, or the ends of sentences get interrupted, and then we miss like this really vital information that we're probably sharing.
Right. Well,
but for real, like, I don't know.
I'm going to keep trying to make it better.
Yeah. I don't know what it is. When you did the podcast, where the interview podcast where me and you were talking, and then part of the way through the audio started getting strange. Of course, it started like almost like feedback or echoing of some sort. I hear that, but it comes and goes on your end every once in a while. And what are you using? Are you using your MacBook or what?
Yeah.
What computer?
But it's really old.
Right.
Yeah.
There may be I don't know if there's other processes running on it.
I have everything off.
Yeah. I mean, I'm saying, like, background shit, because you know how Macs are, or any computer. They might be doing things, periodically, like every 5 minutes it tries to do something.
Starts indexing or something stupid.
Yeah. So this is the first time I used Opera. I'm going to close as many tabs here and other things. So I just want Opera running, and I've never used it before, and so it's working. Seems like it's working. So,
yeah. I don't use it either, but I'm just using Chrome. But Chrome is the only thing open, and I have a hard connection. And
yeah, me too. I have a hard line in, so it may help.
Well, we'll see if John joins us. He said he might, but a bunch of people said they might. So
yeah. Okay.
We'll see.
Well,
what have you been up to?
Okay,
Anything
so
interesting besides
your audio just did that when you went to ask a question. It went.
That sucks. Maybe I'll just have to start using a different computer for this.
Maybe that may help. I don't know. Yeah. I'm on a PC that's works fairly well, but it has Windows on it, which does all kinds of crazy things. But I've tried my hardest to get it to do all these crazy updates all by itself, and so it's, for the most part, it's been fairly stable. But this is the computer June uses to teach when she has to teach through Zoom and she does meetings every week with this computer. So this thing has more or less actually been tested and used for this type of thing. Now, the camera itself, this is a super old camera. I mean, it's like, it makes everything like horrible looking and splotchy, it's really, you know what I mean? Like, it's real pixelated and like the color, like everything's like pink, I look pink, but it works,
Yeah.
I don't know if the cameras have anything to do with it. The microphone I'm using, I'll probably pull it out trying to show you. It's an older mic I have, but it's actually like a tabletop mic like this. You probably couldn't hear me because I wasn't aimed at it. But I think this mic works really well. If I sound good coming through, And this mic.
And you sound even better once the closer it gets to your mouth.
Hey, how do I sound now?
Even better.
Yeah. This is it's probably just some Chinese thing. This here. Just see him. It has a mute button on it like this.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's nice to have that mute button right on it. It's like a panic button, because instead of going through the options, you know, if like people run in the room and you're just like, hold on.
Yeah.
And then you're like, yeah. So anyway, after you scream at somebody, after you scream at your Oompa Loompa because he dropped your sign, you're like, hold on a second. And then it's fine.
Yeah. It's like you didn't just beat him.
You can't hear them like crying.
Right.
You don't hear this noise.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, what are you drinking?
Solid Gold. It's beer.
Is that good? Is that good? Oh, it's beer.
With a Equal
Oh,
Recordings beer.
Nice
cozy.
branding. I like that.
Chris Lowell made these.
That's cool.
Do you want one? I have extras.
Yeah, I'll get one. That's neat. I'll trade you for a Tetsuo shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Do you still have a lot of Beto shirts around, like blank ones, or not blank, but I mean just the ones that we had printed a bunch of, you know, there was just a box of random shirts.
Yeah. I have a bunch, but I do have some, you know.
Okay.
And I got those I think I gave a bunch away for like birthday presents and stuff.
Yeah.
Like my brothers probably are sick of them.
Well,
you know what I mean?
Until you're dead and then they don't get any more.
Right. Yeah. And I got that batch of Choke Your Enemies t-shirts made because everyone kept saying they wanted them. And then once I got them made, no one wanted them.
No, anymore. That's how it is. Yeah. Right. It's so fleeting, you know.
Or I think I sold one on Poshmark and someone offered me like $6 and I was just like, fine.
Yeah, fine. Right.
It probably cost $5 to make it.
Might as well.
Right.
Yeah.
It's better than being in a box in my
I agree. Well, that's what I was going to say. They probably make good gifts because you don't have to do anything and it doesn't matter if people like them or not. So it's a good gift.
But I think I gave my brother Adam two. Like I think I gave him one for his birthday and then I think I gave him one for Christmas. And I was like, oh wait, I just gave him one. You know, it was kind of like he was probably like, yay, another one of these. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Right. Right. Whoa, a duck or a penguin smoking or something. Yeah.
Penguin smoking a pipe.
Thank you.
I know I have a couple of those still. Professor Penguin.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I mean, I was just gonna say, give them out or something. You know, like you're saying, if they're in a box, give them out. Or whatever.
Or we can do another pop-up at Rust Belt Market on Super Bowl weekend. The slowest shopping weekend of the whole year.
Yeah. No. No thanks. No.
I was thinking about that and much later after we did it. And at first I was like, well, we kind of broke even. That's cool. And then I was like, wait, we didn't break even at all. Like not even close to breaking even.
Well, what always happens is even when people wanted to buy something, they're like, yeah, do you have an extra small and a triple X? You know, it's like, no, this is
or
actually the
3X. Yeah. Do you have a 3X?
It's the only ones we don't have. Yeah, we have everything but. Oh, well, it's like, and then, oh, well, I don't have cash, but can you use, Cyber Dollar 3000 or whatever, the whatever it was called at the time, who knows? And then all that technology failed for some reason on the spot, like it wasn't working. And it's like, well, we'll write your name down and like, whatever. Like, we're going to go watch the Super Bowl now. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, whatever. I don't know. What can you do? Yeah. It's just the worst. It's always the worst case scenario happens. You know, it's never the best case scenario. It's never like, oh, some entrepreneur person types come in and go, oh yeah, I'll buy like 500 of those. You know, like, oh great,
for my chain of retail.
Right. I mean, if you think about it, I mean, we had better luck just walking in the stores, and
yeah,
you know, I mean, we used to sell them at I think Noir Leather had some there. There was like a couple shops they bought them. Right?
I know House of Chance sold them. That was a place on 9 Mile in Ferndale. And I think they sold everything. I mean, I think they sold out.
Yeah.
So, but that
I sold them
not around anymore. So
right. I sold some in Ann Arbor at local places, but it just, you know, I have a job and things to do. And so like the logistics part of it, just back and forth and trying to do the payment. And usually the amount of money is not like worth the time. And I mean, I don't want to get into parking again, but it's like just trying to get to the store to get the money is not easy. You know, it's like, okay, I have to drive 8 blocks and park, but I can't, and then try to get there. And then and then maybe the person's not there and the other person doesn't write the checks. And, you know,
and it's all on consignment, and they're
right.
They're like, yeah, we'll totally sell your shit. They'll take your stuff. So they have inventory. But when when you go to collect, the person you need to talk to is conveniently not working.
Right. Day. Yeah. I know. And
but then you've also signed a contract where if you like within a year, they own it all. Like they own the product and the money, you know.
Right. And probably some other
things. That's convenient. Yeah.
And they probably have your social. Yeah, they probably have access to your bank account or something. What time is it? 10. I'm gonna do a test. So like every time your audio gets funny, I'm gonna write down the time and just see if it happens. I'm gonna do a science experiment. If I can find a pen. Because it does it every once in a while. I'm starting to think it happens exactly but none of these pens work. But hold on. No, don't
like every 5 minutes or every 10 minutes.
Yeah, just to see, you know, because then you might be able to identify a process going on or something. Okay, here we go. So it happened at 10:27. Okay, I'm just gonna keep track. I won't even tell you, probably. I won't even tell you that I'm monitoring you and keeping data on you. 10:27. All right. Yeah, so now I just make shirts and give them away to people. I mean, I always get good feedback on shirts, you know. Like, people are like, yeah, that's cool. But it's one of those things. I mean, it's almost like, okay, trying to sell it to the masses is difficult because I don't even know if I want to sell it to the masses. I just, you know, I kind of just want my friends to have it, you know, in a way. It's like, it's like this Tetsuo shirt. Tetsuo isn't my character anyway, right? But I mean, I did put the universe in them, and you know what I mean? Like, it's definitely, this does not exist anywhere else, you know, like you can't go buy this somewhere, right?
He's also not Supreme's design.
Rip-offs of our stuff
but they get to sell it for $250.
Right. What is that about? Right.
I don't know.
Right. That's amazing. Like
I
we
don't get
already
it.
sold all of those. Like in all honesty, we already made and sold the exact same shirts Supreme sold, but like
20 years ago
20 years earlier, right?
or
You
30
know,
years ago or something.
our timing isn't correct. Yeah. Yeah, right. So now it's like, hey, what is that shirt? Is that like a Supreme shirt or something? You know, like no.
Yeah, it was. I don't know. They used that same image for a rave flyer for one of the old system parties too.
Yeah, that's cool.
And I think that's when I was like, oh, these guys get it.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. Well,
Like,
I'm
even
gonna
though
send.
Yeah.
See, there was a delay there. That's why that part got wonky. Just so you know, there was like it
Yeah,
sounds
there's
like
nothing different happening on
yeah,
this end, so I don't know.
yeah,
I think I just need a new computer, a new fun computer.
yeah. There's just a like there's a three. I think it's about a 3 second delay. That's all. So if it sounds like I'm interrupting you, it's not on purpose. That's
Right. I figure.
I'm gonna make Canada ask me for one of these shirts.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah.
You should make Canada a shirt with Canada
I know.
on it.
I should. Going like this, like that in the water. Well, yeah. So I make things for Canada every once in a while. I made him an H Street hat. He wanted an H Street hat, and so I made him one of those. And he's like, do you have any like of the? He actually asked. He's like, do you have any of the old Akira shirts? You know. I was like, I haven't made those in years, but I can. I'm like, and then I thought I'm gonna make a new one just because that's awesome. Like I'm gonna make a new Tetsuo shirt. You know.
Yeah.
So then I made this. Where he lives in California, check out this. If you can see this, he actually lives by H Street. Look at this. This is dog tags. Oh shit, it's too bright here.
Yeah.
Can you see that? That's an H Street.
Yeah. I see it.
And then it has isn't that cool? Issued to Dan McD.
Nice.
Yeah. So H Street's still there and the people are still there.
So is it a skate shop or something?
Yeah, it is. And so it's in he lives in San Diego, California. So it's somewhere near enough to him where he buys stuff from him still. Because he still skateboards. So it's kind of cool.
Scrate frag.
Scrate frags.
Scrater frag.
I really like that. Yeah. I think we're onto something. You know, kids these days, they like this retro stuff, right? We got to make things retro. Or like Grand Theft Auto, you know, when they go back to the 80s, you know, and stuff. So we have to make the skateboard game like that, where we're just called horrific slurs all the time. And we're poor and there's nothing cool about skateboarding, and people throw beer bottles at you and call you homophobic slurs all the time. It'd be awesome.
Us with shotguns because we're barely scuffing public property.
Right. Yeah, it'd be great. It'd be a lot of fun. You can't win the game at all. There's no winning the game. You win the game when you stop skating and start collecting Bitcoins.
You grow up and you turn 21 and you're now able to go to bars and clubs and you discover girls. Right. And all of a sudden you're like, what's a stupid skateboard?
Yeah. Yeah. It would be a good game. A good indie game.
That's how it ends. You just start. You were like, for me, my whole thing was I think most of us were basically straight edge without wearing it on our sleeve, you know?
Right.
So we were like super healthy,
I know.
good people having fun and exercising in an outrageous manner, like just every day, all day, nonstop, not doing anything wrong. And then everyone is just condemning us for everything we're doing as if we're like the most rotten pieces of shit on the planet. And then eventually it was just like, okay, if you're gonna treat me like a piece of shit, I'm just gonna like stop trying to be a good person.
But yeah, you win.
Stop. Yeah, it's almost like they beat me into like some.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't become the person they thought I was, but I definitely gave up a lot on what I was like. I didn't wear it on my sleeve, but I was like, yeah, proud of just being healthy and exercising.
Yeah.
And being a good person and I mean, we didn't eat good. We barely ate. We only ate enough to get us through the day.
Yeah, but the thing is, when you exercise all the time, in all honesty, if you exercise enough, it almost doesn't matter what you eat because you burn the calories so fast.
Yeah.
A lot of Olympic athletes, I don't know if people know this, they eat McDonald's. Like it doesn't affect them because they just need the calories. They just need a massive amount of calories,
Yeah.
So it was the same thing. I mean, we were using massive amounts of calories.
But we weren't consuming any. Like we would go to Pinball Pete's and get a tiny bag of Doritos for $0.25.
Yeah, chips.
And then a soda for $0.25. And that would be what we ate all day,
I know. I'm thinking about it right now. Like that. No, I really liked going upstairs to that. Yeah, that was the upstairs one, right? Where they had it. Was it like in a vending machine?
Yeah.
Of some sort.
Everything was $0.25.
Yeah. But did they have hot dogs too, though, that were more expensive? I think they had hot dogs. Hot dogs.
Hot dogs.
Think
if we had any scratch left over, we would go get something like a slice of pizza or a milkshake or something.
Yeah, we didn't have the money for that.
I think we were more concerned about putting gas in the car, so we could just get to Ann Arbor to
I don't really. Yeah, we didn't eat very often. I guess you're right. We weren't putting in enough. We weren't consuming, right? Because when I look at some old photos, I mean, we were like wire thin. We had like 0.2% body fat. We weren't. I don't think we were eating enough. You're probably right.
We looked like we had AIDS.
Yeah, that's why it was a big misunderstanding. See? When people were calling us crater frags, yeah, they actually were like concerned for us. They're like worried, like, hey, like you guys, you might need to get checked out. I think you're homosexual with acquired immune deficiency syndrome. Like you need to go to the hospital. You need to get off the streets and go get checked out for your own. They were concerned.
Okay. It all makes sense now, right?
Yeah. In hindsight, yeah, they were looking out. People were looking out for us. We didn't know. We were teenagers, so we were like, "Look, you man, do my laundry, mom.
$20, mom.
I need $20 for gas."
It's hard being punk in Ann Arbor.
I need $10 for hair dye, mom. Yeah.
Good old Mike.
Yeah.
I went to Curses. Kevin started doing Curses again.
Yep. That's
Do you
cool.
remember that?
Yeah, I remember.
So I went up there last night just for a minute, and he was there, and Chris from Break Anchor / Snake Wing was there.
Yeah.
Hung out for a little bit. It was cool.
That's cool.
It's just weird that he's doing it again, where that was like 5 years ago when he started doing it.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So is that because it seems like it wasn't that long ago, or?
It's just weird to think, okay, he was doing it 5 years ago, and then they stopped. I don't know all the details, but they basically they stopped doing Curses, but then they started trying to do the same thing, and they called it alchemy.
What? Wait, you have to repeat that. Your audio cut out. They called it what?
Alchemy, like alchemy, but ale, like beer, ale.
Okay.
I don't know if you're hearing me, but
no, I get it. I get it.
So it's like they basically took his idea and told him to stop, but they took his idea and started doing it without him.
Okay. So what is it? But okay, in the exact same location, in the same building?
In the same location, yeah. But then
on the same
that
night?
didn't work.
Maybe because people they weren't witty enough to understand what alchemy was. They didn't know what was going on.
I don't know. It didn't seem like it took off. And then, clearly they stopped doing all of it altogether, and like 5 years has gone by, and now now they brought it back. And then
so they brought it back and then said, "Hey, Kevin, like,
do you need remember what you were doing? Can you do it again for in here? Come back for in here and do it. Whatever you were doing."
No. Yeah, that thing that you did that was good, that we tried to steal and wasn't good. Can you do that again? Because you can't do that. Like, apparently you had some kind of skill or talent or something that we didn't understand, but
I mean, there could be more to it that I don't know, but whatever.
Do you remember when we did that rave in Detroit one night? I mean, you'd be like, well, which night? But this, I don't know where it was, but there was supposed to be beer or something there, and it never showed up. Okay. And the guy that rented us the place, he wasn't there all night. And then all of a sudden, towards the end of the night, he shows up like drunk or high. And he's like, turn off he's like, I think he actually went over and turned off the turntable, like unplugged everything.
Yeah.
It was some kind of fiasco. It was Johnny Sacco was spinning.
Yeah.
And he goes and he kills his set like mid thing. And I don't know what was going on. Like, he was drunk and yelling. And then for some reason, he told everybody to fuck off or get out. But then he looked around and was like, wait a second. Like, I don't know what he was thinking, but he was like, oh, no, this is good. Like, there's people here paying to see this shit or something like that. And then he's like, and then it occurred to him to try to do it on the spot. And he started but he couldn't spin because so he just turned on a radio really loud and started trying to play techno music. It was like comical. And everybody in the club was like, what the fuck are you doing? And he was like, no, he's like, keep going. It was just like, it was a disaster. I
remember. Yeah.
You remember that? Okay.
Yeah. It was, we did the flyer. We used the the image from City of the Lost Children.
Was that night?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And
You know?
I didn't know that guy. My cousin helped arrange that, and
Yeah.
he knew the guy. I didn't know him.
Right.
I was just worried about getting the sound system in there and
Right.
the
Yeah.
DJs. And yeah, Johnny Sacco played. I think Mike Servito played. And I think Dot played. I might have played a little bit at the very beginning.
Right.
But yeah, that guy was crazy.
Yeah.
It was almost like he showed up and forgot. Like
Right.
he came home. He lived there.
Right.
And
that's
it was
exactly what it was like. Like he showed up and was like, what are all these people doing here?
Exactly. And we were like, what do you mean? What are we here? You told us we've been planning this for months.
Right. Right.
Or weeks or whatever.
Yeah.
And so we're like, what do you mean? What are we doing? Like, and there was a lot of people there.
I know. No, it was going good. And I mean, at the time, Johnny Sacco was known, and I mean, like that was that was back when that was good stuff. You know what I mean? Like that, people who knew, and they were there.
Yeah,
like
it was probably like 1995 ish.
Right, 4 or 5. It might have been earlier than that.
No, maybe.
No,
yeah, because it was before I even worked at Kinko's. Like you helped, because I remember when we did you and I did the flyer. You mostly did the flyer.
Yeah.
And we couldn't find the font that we wanted to use. So you basically created the font from scratch.
Right.
By using this really like weird, I mean, maybe it's not weird to you, but you used this technique that I never saw anyone. It was like almost like when you were clicking on the image, you were not drawing where you were clicking, but it was creating around the pointer. So it was like what you were pointing on was transparent, but it was creating the font. It was creating outlines around this. I don't know. And you basically created a font from scratch.
Yes. It sounds like the way we did things, maximum effort. Always.
Yeah.
There was never any easy way. Everything was just maximum effort. And then always something horrible happened at least once to like sabotage it.
Yeah. So that was before I even worked at Kinko's and before Velvet.
Yeah, I'm thinking that was a ways. Yeah, I don't know the year, but it could have been.
I still have it. I still have that.
Oh, you know what? Actually, yeah. If you look at the flyer, hey, make a PDF and share it on the screen.
Hold on. I think it's right around the corner.
You're just gonna hold up the flyer. Okay. Yeah.
I have this old portfolio.
Oh, cool.
With old stuff.
Let's look at some shit.
So now this.
Yep. That's pretty cool.
That is classic. That's a classic Dan McD original.
Don't lose that. That's gonna be, when I die, that'll be worth eight Doge coins.
$8. Actually, let's look at the back.
Oh, okay. Gumby goes bananas and wreaks some havoc on blockheads. That's the name. I like how I spelled reeks wrong, but then added the W later. Small, like I realized, because before like spell check was around.
That's awesome.
Someone in art class probably said, "You spelled that wrong." And I was like, "Oh shit, did I?" I'm like, "How embarrassing." What else you got? Go into your bag of tricks. Where's your bag of props, Carrot Top? Come on.
This is like an old photograph that Jeff Bracco took, apparently.
Scare Jeff?
Scare Jeff, yeah.
Let me see. Jeff Bracco took this photo?
I think so.
It's got a glare, but I can see it's like a clouds.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Oh, here's the picture he took of the system party.
Oh, let me see.
This is
oh, that's cool.
From St. Andrews. It was basically sold out.
Mm-hmm.
It was a really good night. And oh, here's the thing you did with. It's like
those are actual. Those are actual. It's upside down, but that's okay. Those are actual photos, right? And I must have. That's just a photocopy. Gosh, that's interesting. Yeah, back then, that's how you had to share artwork. You had to, you had to just put a bunch of photos on a piece of paper and put it in a copy machine, you know? Yeah. Yeah, that girl is the girl in the upper left. Well, that's like one of the first computer people. That's just drawn with a mouse, you know? Yeah.
Yeah.
The one with the blue hair. You can tell because it actually looks like pixel art, which today is like an art form in itself. But back then it was just because the resolution was so low. You had to draw. I literally drew it at the pixel level, you know?
Yeah.
That was fun. Yeah. It looks kind of neat just because it is made with pixels.
Let's see. Here's something I did that I never.
Oh, I like that. That's cool. I remember that. I think.
But yeah, this is, that ballpoint pen drawing style we both would do where there was no such thing as making a mistake.
No second chances.
Yeah, and you just never, it's like you might think you're drawing one thing and then you turn the piece of paper and then it just evolves into something completely different.
I like that one. Yeah. I even like that. So you know how, show that one again with the painting of the guy. Yours.
This?
Yeah. Let's do some art critiquing.
Mm-hmm.
So I like that the guy in the front is colored and the guy in the back isn't colored. Because he's almost like just a ghost or a spirit, you know? It's nice. It's cool. Were you planning on coloring the whole thing or no?
Probably.
Yeah, but don't. I don't even know. I like the contrast there. That's good.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're better when they're not finished, you know?
This is when I was going through my Ted McKeever phase. So it's just, I used to draw guys like this.
Right.
They're kind of a tip of the hat to Ted McKeever.
Yeah, I like it.
I don't know what this is, but.
That's Hard Boiled.
Oh, okay.
Right? Was there a comic called Hard Boiled where there was.
It says Gideon.
Ah,
So
man.
whatever Gideon's from, I don't know.
Yeah, I like it.
But this was also, I was going through my Ted McKeever, Mike Mignola like phase where I was doing a lot of like contrast.
No, it's good.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Right. When all you have is a black pen.
And
So
a piece of white paper.
yeah, it's cool. No, I love black and white. Like I really like black and white.
This is another Ted McKeever inspired thing. There's like a,
That's creepy.
he's standing in a pool of something and there's a hand
Yeah.
coming out.
Right. That's creepy. You didn't draw that. You traced it.
Oh, I traced it. I know. What are you gonna do? Grow up and draw GoBots for a living, Dan?
What are you gonna grow up and make comic book T-shirts? Hey, that's really cool. Oh, I like that. That's a good one. That's really cool.
I think I was trying to do like something you might do with this.
That's why I like it so much. No, no, really, that's cool looking. That's cool. Nice.
Oh yeah, speaking of Noir leather, they used to have a thing where you could design their matchbooks. Like they gave out matchbooks and you could design them. So I just like did this.
Oh, that's nice.
I never submitted it. Because
Yeah.
I never finished it, but
Oh yeah. It looks cool. Trent Reznor.
That's just like how I felt every day.
Right. You know, I have a portfolio thing over here somewhere. I probably have a Trent Reznor drawing too in there. I think he's holding a frozen baby in mine. It was like we were making collages from National. Is that you? That's basically that's us because we didn't eat. That's you. Yeah, that's you.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
nice.
I
should make this my avatar or something.
Yeah. Be like, that's what we used to look like.
A dragon that I never finished. Yep. There's some weird dude for no reason. I don't know what this is about.
You know, it's Matt Hensley.
Oh yeah, kind of.
Right? Yeah. Maybe. Yeah. Honestly, kind of. Yeah. It looks like skaters from the 90s. Skraters.
Skrater frags. That's another matchbook.
That's creepy. You should submit it now. Hey, go to
I know.
Say sorry. It took me so long.
I'm friends with the guy on Facebook. I should do that. That'd be
funny. Be like, here's those matchbooks. Like, what? Like, matches are illegal.
There's more of
your. Oh yeah, it's a collage. Wow.
Sketch pad.
Yeah, that's a cool one. It was in the back when computer color graphics were even new, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Here's when Five Deadly Venoms played
with Melt Banana?
With Melt Banana at Zoot's Coffee House.
Wow. Melt Banana was probably like 13 years old. I mean, not the band, the members.
Really? Oh man, this is in shape, but it's the original.
Yeah, see, there's one where I was just drawing with no, like, just making it up, right?
Yeah.
Wow. Hold that really close to the camera. Let me see. Can you hold it close? I don't know if it'll focus. It might get blurry. Like, if you can see.
Let's see. It's like weird how to.
Yeah, no, it's. Yeah. That's pretty cool. That's the original. Yeah, that's at the actual drawing, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you know that when I would paint, because I wasn't formally trained, right? I mean, obviously we were in Heartland schools. We weren't trained to do anything correctly, but they would tell me, no, you're doing it backwards. Everything you do is backwards. Like when I would draw and paint. So the technique for watercolor is to start with the lightest and go to the darkest. That's how it works. But I did everything the exact opposite. When I draw, I start with the darkest lines and I go to the lightest, and that's how I paint also. Everything is reverse. Like after people that know started talking to me, they're like, no, you're doing it the complete wrong way. And I was like, oh, yeah. Well, I'll just go get a scholarship anyway. Thanks, though.
Thanks. Full ride scholarship.
Yeah. I'll just
school.
Yeah.
Where
I'll just take I'll take the 30 grand anyway. Yeah, I'm not going to tell them that I'm doing it wrong.
And then the second you go to school, they start teaching you how to do like fucking color blocks or color wheels, yeah, and contour drawings and
I know
still lifes like you're in middle school again.
And then it occurs to you that college may be a racket.
Just might. This is another photo of my cousin Jeff.
Oh, that's cool. Is it a moth?
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah.
And then
that's nice.
Here's another one he took. It's a waterfall.
Those are nice. How old are those? Are those film?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this.
Yes. Hell yeah. Dude.
That is old.
Yeah. I like it.
No one even knows what 89X is. I mean, it doesn't exist. So
Right.
Here's another one Jeff took. It's like stalagmites or tights. I don't know.
Yeah, it looks really good.
I should frame it.
Yeah. It looks good.
Mountains.
Do you know what state that is? Rocky Mountains, something like that?
No, I don't know. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
This is cool. Too bad I didn't. I wish I took better care of all this shit.
Yeah. You know, there's only a couple of those made.
Rated R.
Yeah. Of course all our movies are rated R.
Oh wait. Well, I thought they were rated XXX for
you. Yeah, it's nice.
Robot is serious.
That's a good movie.
It's so good.
It's a fine German film.
Yeah. Oh,
Ian has that other one. He has that poster. Is that James and Chris?
James and Chris Grease. Yeah.
Yep. It's cool.
And this is, I think, Ann Miller's basement.
Yeah, it's got to be. Everyone was so skinny back then.
Yeah.
It's like nobody ate. Like, was food an afterthought back then? Like, we were so busy doing things, food wasn't on our list ever. We never even
we were so busy trying to not sleep and stay awake as possible and just have as much fun as possible and get as much done. Like beat every video game. It was like, let's see how much Mountain Dew we can drink in a day, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I don't remember. Think about nowadays, people are always like, what do you want to eat? Like, it's a main thing, you know? What are you going to do? You want to go eat? Let's eat. I don't remember ever eating.
It was never about what we wanted to eat. Eating, it was kind of, I also remember when I was even younger, I didn't even want to go to the bathroom. Like, I would hold my pee. I'd have to pee all day, and I would just hold it because it was getting in the way of me having fun.
You just needed a catheter so that it could just, and then run it down your pants, and so it could just drain out while you're playing.
Yeah. Okay. So,
all right.
This is the whole point of the.
There it is. Right. There it is. City of the Lost.
Line, and it's 96.
Oh, it was 96. Okay. All right. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that up that top. Yeah.
But this font you created from scratch.
Right. Yeah, I made that. It's hand done. It goes really well with, because it had to go with the image, you know.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah. I don't think anyone.
It looks like a fun time. If I saw that fly, I'd be like, that's where I want to be. That looks like fun.
Right.
There's probably some.
Back when you're like, what the fuck is that? I don't know. I guess I have to call that number just to find out. And then it's like, oh, it's an after hours party that's supposed to go till the sun comes up.
Yeah. It's like
assuming the owner doesn't show up and ruin the whole thing.
Some cokehead. We lived in the age of wonder because there was no Google. So you had to wonder what shit was.
Yeah.
You actually had to wonder. You'd be like, I wonder what that is. And then you would go, I actually wonder what that is. I'm not Googling what it is.
Yeah.
I'm wondering what the fuck that is.
Yeah. Know? And but it had to be cool enough to compel you.
Right.
To want to learn more. I mean, I see people do this shit in marketing all the time and, you know, in their advertisements where they're like trying to be weird and like cryptic. And then and I'm just like, you just wasted who knows how much money on that ad campaign because I don't care. Like you did nothing to make me want to learn more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's so funny how often I see that shit.
Yeah. It's hard, you know, it's hard to come up with something wholly new in an era of just instant information. I know that going back to Trent Reznor, not that, you know, I'm trying to, but I know that for one of his albums, he purposely left little flash drives around. You hear about that in bathrooms?
I think I heard about that.
He just did that to see, because he would put an album on there as if someone discovered, like accidentally, like, oh shit, somebody left this here. What is this? And like found data. And he did that on purpose just to see if it would actually end up getting out and how many people would end up with it. It was kind of a cool thing, you know. Now he's not, it doesn't matter if that's successful or not to him, but that was like a new, when I'm thinking of like, how can you actually do something different? That was different, you know?
Yeah.
It was kind of cool. It was a good idea.
But now if you did that, everyone would just assume that there's like some kind of spyware on it or something.
Yeah, no, there's
or no virus.
Hey, there is no fun to be had anymore anywhere. There is no fun. You will suffer, and you will be aware of world suffering no matter what. No matter what you're doing, you are hurting somebody or something, or even you're hurting just the planet or inanimate matter somehow. You're hurting atoms, you know, somehow. Somehow you're doing something wrong, no matter what.
Yeah.
And the more successful you are at it, the more people you're hurting with your happiness.
I was a friend texted me the other day. She asked me what I was doing. I'm like, I'm about to go outside and rake the leaves because I have so many leaves. And she was like, you know that raking leaves destroys local ecosystems. And I'm just like, I know, but
and you're like, bitch, I'm going to destroy your ecosystem. I'm going to come over and rape your leaves.
Great.
I can't say that. You're recording. I said rake. I said
Great.
rake. You leaves. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. How dare you?
I was
How
like,
dare
I
you
don't want the
fucking rake the
city.
leaves, motherfucker. People running up and
I don't
snatching
need
the
a
rake
letter.
everywhere. What?
I don't need a letter from the city, you know.
Hey, how long does this go for? Just so I know.
I upgraded it so we can go forever. We can go for like 50 hours.
All right, let's do it.
But I mean, we just passed an hour, so we don't have to, we can end any time, or I don't know.
Yeah, I just noticed. So I was wondering if it, I didn't want to, I didn't know if it just cut off or something. So
No, it shouldn't.
I didn't know if we were going to land the plane on leaves, on raking leaves. You know, that like, yeah.
No.
we can, you know.
How are your leaves doing? And
you know what? Let me tell you about my leaves. I was actually playing with my cat in the leaves today.
Your new kitten that adopted you?
Yeah, he's grown up quite a bit. And so I was making piles of leaves because I was out chopping wood today. And so he likes
for biomass bricks.
Yeah. I was for my fire. I was cutting wood and chopping wood. And then the cat wants to hang out with me because just, you know, that's what he wants. So if I'm doing something, he wants to be involved, even if it's really loud and strange. And then I started making piles of leaves, and then he was jumping in them, and we were playing in the leaves. And it was really nice, actually. It was a good time. It was one of the best times I've had in a while, playing with a cat in leaves.
Did you name him?
His name's Baby.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good
because everyone treats him like a baby. Like they just pick him up and they're like, oh, and he just goes like, you know,
limp. Yeah.
Yeah. He's like a wild cat. He's never been in the house, but yet he's just spoiled rotten, you know? So
that's cool.
Yeah. That's how my leaves are.
Sweet.
That's my leaf story.
Mm-hmm. I flew a drone for the first time.
Okay. Tell me about it. How did that come about?
Looks like someone's trying to join the chat.
Too late. You can't join after the 1 hour mark.
I don't know who this is.
What does it say their name is? I hope they appear with a fucking mask on and don't tell us who they are.
It might be Jerry.
Oh, okay.
But now I have a spinning rainbow progress wheel.
It's your fucking Mac.
Oh, I know. It's old. I mean,
yeah.
I'm surprised it's handling any of this at all, honestly.
So am I. It's actually a testament to how well it was made because it's old. All right. Well, they tried to join. What's that?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I'll just let it keep trying, I suppose.
So, yeah, go ahead.
So, yeah, I just flew a drone. It wasn't that eventful, but I had never done it before, so that was fun. Basically, it took almost 2 hours just to charge the battery.
Okay.
And then it only flies for like 7 minutes.
Yeah. Whose drone was it?
George Pack.
Oh, were you up north at that cabin house? Or
yeah.
That's really cool. I've seen been seeing those updates on that house. It looks really nice. It's awesome.
Pretty crazy.
Yeah.
And so it was the last thing we did before coming home. And he was like, hey, I have this drone. Try it out. So,
yeah.
It was just funny because, like, I didn't I didn't think it was going to fly at all.
Mm-hmm.
and then eventually it takes off, and I got it up like 100 feet in the air, and it seemed like I was gonna lose it, you
Yeah,
know,
I know.
and it wasn't responding to the controls correctly. Eventually, I got it back, and then it landed, and it was just dead, and it wouldn't fly again.
Mm-hmm.
So I wasn't able to get the camera footage or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah, you know Adam from the Spooky Basements, Ian and Jay's friend.
Yeah,
Adam.
Does he live in California now?
Yeah, so he builds drones, custom drones. And he's an expert. Right. Yeah, he builds really crazy drones, and they're super fast, and he pilots them with a VR headset, and he sees through the drone's eyes. So it's basically like him flying around.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah. Well, it has that. I just didn't have it hooked up or set up properly.
Right.
So once it landed, then I got it set up, and I was going to try and fly it again.
Yeah.
But then the battery of the drone was just dead, and so I just got video footage of the ground for like a minute. Close up of the ground.
It's a keepsake. Don't lose that footage. It's cool though. Yeah, I mean, it's amazing actually. If you think about filming, just film productions in general, like flyby scenes, you used to have to rent a helicopter, an actual, or an airplane, right?
Yeah.
And now you can just get a drone. I mean, it's crazy.
And now you can fight wars with drones. And
dude, that shit's
drop hand grenades down holes in the ground.
Yeah, that shit's fucked up, man. They're saying that, I mean, no, and as time goes on, there will be no soldiers, because think about Americans in general. Nobody, like, think about World War II. Think about just like we were talking about when we were kids, like we were physically capable people, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we had tons of stamina, didn't really need healthy food. We would go all night. We were used to the elements. I mean, if need be, like we could actually be formidable, even if we didn't want to. If we were drafted, we could fight in a war, right? People now, they can't do shit. They can't pass the health. I mean, they can't even, they have to keep lowering the military test standards, right?
Yeah.
So nobody's going to be fighting. America's not going to be winning any wars with soldiers. You know what I mean? Like that whole breed or genre of like the idea of a soldier was it was like an occupation, like a career. It was an ideal. I mean, especially during World War II. And now no one's like, hey, what do you want to do? I want to be a soldier. People be like, what? Like, no. Like, who the fuck wants to be a soldier, right?
Yeah.
I just want Starbucks or whatever, and Netflix or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So if a war breaks out and America has to send in troops, that's not going to last very long, There's not going to be a draft, so it's going to be, I think, just drones. It's just basically going to be drones.
Well, it'll be drone swarms fighting drone swarms.
Yeah, that's what it's going to be. No. There was an interview the other day. I started listening to it. I didn't get to hear the whole thing. It was, I think his name's Lex Friedman or Freeman. Lex Friedman, maybe. He's kind of a smart guy. He does these really nice interviews where it's just really good mic quality, basically. And then he was interviewing Elon Musk. This is only a few days ago. And they were talking about wars right now because there's wars all over the place.
Yeah.
And Elon Musk was talking about how right now everything is like you're saying. It's just they're just shooting missiles and using drones, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the majority of the actual combat. He said the moment you start sending in soldiers, there's going to be massive casualties because whoever's defending is just going to win. Like it's going to be very hard to go in on the ground where terrorists have tunnels and mines and you're going to try to make any headway, right? Because there's certain things you can't use drones for. And he said it's going to be actually really similar to World War I, where you just go back and forth, and a year may go by and you may not have any idea if any land was taken or not. It's going to be completely obscure. You know, it's just going to be casualties. Whoever's advancing will lose life. Whoever's defending will lose less life. That's it. And in the meantime, you're just shooting missiles and using drones. It's just, I don't know. I don't know if you can win anything this way. It's fucking crazy, you know? Yeah. I mean, of course you could use ordnance that's so powerful, you can literally exterminate everything in the area. But then I don't know how that would be perceived by the rest of the world. Like you could be like, well, we'll use a small nuke, right? And then it's like, well, at that point, is that nuclear war? I mean, is that World War III nuclear war started? Because whoever's the first to do it, then someone else will be like, well, I'm going to use a nuke. And then it's just, that's it, you know? So if you don't use nukes, you're using drones and missiles or bombs, right? I don't know. It's crazy. It reminds me of when I first saw The Terminator, the first movie in 1984, I think. In the very beginning, it shows where they're outside and they're just fighting drones from the back of pickup trucks, right? Like it's really creepy. But that was science fiction. I mean, it was completely science fiction, right? They're driving these pickups and these drones are shooting at them and they're trying to, they weren't even fighting. Like, if you think about it, what's really fascinating is, and we're at this point too with AI, because on the ground, when they're outside fighting, they're not fighting Terminators that look like people. They're fighting drones because that's more efficient. Like the AI wants to kill as many people as possible. So it's using drones because you have the height advantage. I mean, you can see from above. The reason they made the Terminators that look like people was to infiltrate the tunnels where the people were hiding out. Because the drones can't get into the tunnels, right? Yeah. So exactly like what's going on, let's say, with Israel and Hamas. They're just dug down. They've been building tunnels for years and years and years. So they take all the money and the aid that the international community has been sending to Palestine. Hamas takes all that money and they just, instead of building buildings and shit, they build down underground. And they have an entire network underground. And it's literally under, that's the problem, the moral problem. The tunnels go underneath everything. Hospitals, playgrounds, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So like, what do you do? in the Terminator, the way it was thought out is anything above ground gets taken out by a drone, right? Mm-hmm. Anything hiding below ground, you have to infiltrate with AI. And that's the war, basically. Huh. the Terminators that look like people weren't meant to kill people above ground. That wasn't the point at all.
Okay.
Because you have drones that do it more efficiently.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Who cares if there's one guy walking around above ground? I mean, granted, he's tough. What can he possibly do damage wise, right? When you have a drone that's as big as like a huge, right? But it's just flying around, hauling ass, and just targeting people from above and shooting people with lasers like immediately. This is terrifying, right? So no one can come above ground because the drones will kill you. And below ground, you never know if it's AI you're talking to or a real person, which is also terrifying. It's pretty bleak either way. You know?
Yeah.
It's also crazy that that's all sci-fi, but now that's almost, I mean, it probably is where we're at, you know?
Yeah.
At this point. Or one day away. I mean, it's literally right here, you know?
Yeah.
The shit sneaks up on you and you don't realize you're in that dystopia. What you are. I mean, we're sitting in it, you know? It's crazy. The AI is all over the fucking place. It's like it's everywhere. It's been implemented at such a slow rate, but a constant rate that nobody even knows it's there.
Right. It's been around for a long time, actually.
I know.
Like,
I know.
And no one was talking about it. You know, like,
except like me and you and like crazy conspiracy theorists and people that read sci-fi or write sci-fi, you know.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I remember when I was young, the neighbor down the street, he was telling us this stuff before the internet existed. He was trying to tell us. And everyone's like, that dude's fucking crazy. But he told me and my brother, he's like, I have to teach you guys how to use computers because wars are going to be fought with computers. And we're like, what? I'm like, we just have an Atari. He goes, no, that's okay. He's like, you have to learn. He's like, you have to learn how computers work. And you have to learn about, there's something coming called the internet. And you have to learn about it or else you won't understand and you'll be like taken advantage of. And I was like, all right, like teach us everything, you know? And then we learned. And then we were like, oh shit, this shit's coming. And people are like, what the fuck are you even talking about? You know? I'm like, oh, maybe I'm crazy. Maybe my neighbor's crazy and now I'm crazy, you know? But no.
Well, but it was also exciting, you know.
You're frozen and you stopped. The AI just blocked us. You froze.
Well, Jerry, am I working now on your end?
Yeah. You're working now.
He dropped out, so I'm going to tell him to try again. The second he dropped out, my spinning rainbow wheel stopped. So I'm going to tell him to try again, and hopefully he won't. Hopefully he'll be able to join.
It's not him. It's AI. It's AI, Jerry.
Yeah, but then you know it was exciting, and then you know, like the future got here. We were excited about the future, and now the future's here, and we don't have jetpacks. And I mean, you know, it's like the things we were hoping for didn't happen.
Yeah.
But we got these like byproduct. I mean, don't get me wrong. The things that, like the fact that we're able to do this right now is really cool.
Oh, of course. There's amazing things. Yeah.
But you know, like I don't know. It's mostly just more ways for people to sell more product versus you know, actual cool shit going on. And
right.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's all consumer based.
It's like there's 1,000 more ways for people to put advertisements in front of our faces now, you know.
Exactly. Yeah.
Instead of jetpacks and time travel
Yeah.
and warp or teleportation.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, but the drones are just going to kill us anyway. We're just going to go outside and you're going to get shot with a laser immediately when the time comes. You won't even know. You won't even see the drone. It'll just shoot you with some laser in the brain. And you'll be like, oh, I lost. I'm dead. You win. Whoever made the drone. A Mitsubishi drone will just shoot you with a laser, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Foxcom
Yeah.
laser drone will kill you, you know.
Someone who commits suicide just to make the drone
No, really.
will then make a drone that will kill you.
It's actually what's going to happen. People that make the drones that kill people will kill themselves.
In the process.
In the process, they'll commit suicide, and then the drone will go shoot who's left in the head with a laser.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So is anyone else joining this conversation? Because it's fun. We're talking about fun things. Anyone else want to join and talk about leaves or lasers that shoot your brain? Anyone got a picture of Trent Reznor they drew in high school?
I don't think so. It looked like Jerry tried again, but it's just blacked out.
Yeah, well, there is a learning curve here.
He says he's joining.
Oh, can you? Oh, wait. Ask him. Hey.
No, he's texting me on my phone. He says.
Oh.
He says, "I'm done. So sorry, dude. Any luck?" And then he says, "Fudge." Oh, he says he hears us. Hi, Jerry. Okay. At least you can hear us.
Hey.
Well,
all right.
If you can hear us, I don't know, your profile's grayed out, so we can see that you're trying to join, but I can't. I don't even add you.
Hey, I don't even see that he's trying to join. I can't see that.
All right. Well, what I'll do after this is I'll make you. Because I upgraded this account, so I can make you an admin.
Okay.
So you'll be able to see what I see, which isn't much different, but you'll have more options. And I also made Bileebob an admin, but he didn't accept it yet. But my point is, like in the future, you guys might want to do something and I might not be available, but
no, you're the captain. I'm only doing it if you do. You're the leader.
Yeah. Well, okay.
Yeah. No. So I think what you should do, we got to figure out. You need a better setup for your audio.
Yeah.
I think.
Okay. Yeah.
But I do notice that your camera's pretty good. Like your picture quality looks good. Mine's really splotchy. Like the colors are real like contrast. It's old, I should get a better camera or something. But somebody called Lexus Savant said, "The fuck is happening?"
That's Jerry.
Anyone see this? So is Jerry using the Brave browser? I guess that's the question. Because if Jerry's using the Brave browser, then Jerry's going through the same problems I went through. Firefox.
What browser? He can hear us. So Jerry, what browser are you using?
He said Firefox. I can see the chat here.
Yeah. Well, don't use Firefox. Stop.
Don't. Is Firefox not a good one?
Isn't that what you were trying to use last time?
No, I was using Brave. But I don't know if that's a derivative of, you know how some of them use the same base coding as other ones. I don't know.
And I think it is. I think Firefox and Brave are similar.
Mozilla.
Yeah.
Mo Betazilla.
Momoa. Mozilla.
Momoa. Good. Well, I guess some Momoa with that. Looks like a girl's ass, right? Hot, right? It's hot, right? If you cover up the face, you can't tell that's a guy.
Totally not gay. I love that joke. It's one of the funniest things.
Is that ever. Tetsuo? Yeah. See?
Yes, it is.
Fuck yeah. It's Tetsuo. I made this shirt the other day.
The latest not Supreme shirt.
Yeah. I got the image from I have a old book, like a manga book, comic book, and then I put the universe in it myself. So
manga gin.
Well, if you're from Michigan, manga.
Manga gin.
My manga gin. My Japanimation.
My Pokemon.
Yeah. So Jerry can't join the audio or the video because Firefox isn't letting him, or what? You know what I noticed is up in the URL. Yeah. On mine, in the URL bar, there was tiny icons for camera. You had to click on it to allow access in the URL bar. And normally you don't do settings in the URL portion, but so if people aren't used to that, it's something I wasn't aware of. Oh, it's on.
Yeah, maybe
weird. His cam and mic are probably going to somebody else's live stream right now, not ours. Like, I don't know. I'm verbalizing laser sounds. So he may be using an old Mac like you, and he just sounds like, yeah, that's what Eric sounds like sometimes. I wonder what's going on with that. Something with the code. Maybe it's sloppy code, you know? Who knows? You probably need, I'm using a, late iMac. Yeah, I don't know, 2015, that's probably what you're using, right, Eric? Around that time?
Mine is a 2008.
Eric's 2008? Yeah.
Yeah. Try downloading Chrome and joining if you can.
Oh my God, it works. That's Apple's new slogan. Think different was their old one. And remember when they had Think Different?
And then it was work different when you see a
because the rainbow wheel. Yeah, this rainbow.
The solution was do something else until the rainbow wheel stopped spinning.
No, that was the honest to God solution.
That's what Steve Jobs said. Yeah.
Steve Jobs fucking said that. He's like, when you see that, like the new operating system is so fucked up that when you see the rainbow wheel, just go do something else for a while and come back. Just come back later and see
it'll sort itself out.
Yeah, it'll burn itself out. Think different, motherfucker. Like, are you part of the Apple army or not? Like, you will never leave me. I'm your leader, Fucking some sloppy ass Unix code that didn't work for shit. Yeah, some fucking rainbow beach ball.
Yeah, I need. So I have a little laptop that I thought I could try next time. Yeah. I don't know if it'll work better. It's newer, and then but then if that doesn't work, I'm probably gonna just bring my Mac Pro out of my corner office because that's like it's newer.
Yeah.
And it's 8 cores and blah blah, like
Right.
It should, and then if so, I'm thinking, and then I'll use a webcam instead of the built-in eyesight, and
Okay.
then a physical hard connection, and I'm hoping that solves the problem. If that doesn't solve the problem, then I just need to get something newer.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll mess around too. I'd like to get a newer camera or something for doing this, you know. I think the camera I have is like 1998. It's this Buffalo, you know, that brand Buffalo. You might not even know they're electronics. It's just this little thing. I had it in a drawer. I used it out of necessity when COVID happened and they made everybody stay home, you know.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, now we're gonna do everything through the computer. I was like, shit, because normally I don't like cameras looking at me through my computer. Like I don't even, you know how they're built into everything, and you're like, is this motherfucker watching me? You know. But
there's someone called Harry Asscrack that's trying to join. There's someone called Harry Asscrack that's trying to join.
I hope it's a hacker. I hope it's somebody that, yeah. And they're going to start posting PowerPoint presentations of hairy asses. Oh, it's still Jerry.
Drawn in Microsoft Paint.
Uh-huh.
Well, Jerry, you seem like you're making a little bit of progress. At least your screen has, it's not completely grayed out. It looks like you have a little bit of an avatar there. So I don't know.
Yeah. You know, I'm going to look at, I have settings. Let me see what this says. High definition. What's funny is my camera is set for high definition 720, but it doesn't even do 720. So it probably is using too much bandwidth. I guarantee you if I go to 480, it's not even going to look, it actually looks better.
It looks better because it got darker a little bit.
No, there's more in the, look, there's more. It went to the old 4:3 aspect ratio. That's better.
For a second. Now it's,
yeah. I think that's better. Let me mess with some settings.
Does that say? Yeah, it's Beaver Facts, Jerry. Get with it.
All right. I think that's even better. Okay, and then they have audio settings as well. I'm just reading it. There's echo cancellation, reduce mic background noise, automatically adjust mic volume. Hey, so there's an option in the settings for automatically adjusting the microphone volume. That in itself is doing some sort of processing, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's because it has to real time take in the audio and decide whether or not it's correct.
Right.
So Eric, if you turn that off, it may lower some of the demand.
Let me see.
Yeah, at the very bottom for settings.
Oh, settings. Okay.
Yeah. And I'm going to leave mine at 480 because I think it uses less power. You know, I don't think my camera needs, it's not a 720 camera, so there's no point. All right. Yeah, did you see that volume thing?
So you're saying turn off, reduce mic, or automatically adjust volume?
Yeah, because if it's automatic, it's got to constantly monitor the volume, right? Because it's doing some kind of, you have no volume now, none.
Okay.
Strange. I'm going to go back into the settings. So Jerry's asking if we can hear him now, and I can't hear him. I don't know. Okay, this is what I did to get mine to work. I downloaded the Opera browser just for this. It's the only, and it just started to work. It worked. So I don't usually use the Opera browser, but it is working. It seems fine. Yeah, Opera is a web browser. It was one of the ones suggested for this, whatever this is, this StreamYard. Hey, Eric, do you have, it says you have no audio right now. Okay. You probably know that. I see your mouth moving, but your mic is turned off. Yeah.
I'm trying.
There you go. You're there.
Yeah.
I can hear you. Yeah. BRB. Now you wait. Okay, so Eric, you have no audio again. So when you turn off the automatic, it turns off your audio. Okay, I'm going to turn mine off. Okay, I turned off automatically adjust my mic volume. Can you still hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Do I sound any different?
No.
Then I think it's a worthless feature.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you sound good.
All right. Well, I turned all that shit off on mine, so let's see if it improves things.
Now, I think you might be quieter than you were before. So it may have been bumping up, but you can set your mic volume manually. You can, look at the in the settings on audio, it shows you a little green dots to show the level of your volume. See?
Hey, 1 2.
Hey, 1 2. Mic check 1 2. What the fuck is? Okay, I'm reading right now. Echo cancellation. Important. Do not turn this off unless you have a high quality microphone and are wearing headphones. This setting enables audio processing features like echo cancellation, noise suppression, and auto gain control. Podcasters and musicians often turn this off
because they know what they're doing. They might know something about audio.
This is fucking hilarious. It's like important. Do not turn this off unless you're doing a podcast or you're a musician. Who the fuck is left? Yeah. If you're just some dude that's like baiting in your mom's basement, then you can leave it on.
Is my volume louder? Because I turned it up.
Well, the thing is, I can turn you up on my end, so it doesn't really matter. So,
well, all right. I just
but I don't know later when this, if we're watching this, if you're gonna sound quieter, I'm gonna, we'll just have to see. I'm gonna turn off echo cancellation and you see what happens. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. My echo cancellation is off.
Okay, you got quieter. But now I can hear myself.
Really?
Through in your, like I'm hearing myself.
Got it.
On your end.
But why would you? Because normally you wouldn't hear yourself anyway. That's weird. Okay, so how about now? Well, you don't know because you're not talking.
Yeah, louder.
All right. Well, Jerry can't put in that opera, but
Beaver Facts.
Beaver Facts. Yeah, what about those Beaver Facts? Let's look at. Let's see what's up with the Beaver Facts.
Do we deserve a second Beaver?
Yeah, fact? I mean, let's pick a Beaver fact. What's a good Beaver? It's all blown out. Look at that Beaver. Can you see the Scotch tape I put on his head? Look at that.
Is he Canadian?
Yeah, because this was for oh man, dude. So I didn't even tell you, and I don't know if we should talk about this because we might want to save it for the next one, because actually this is kind of depressing.
Yeah.
It honestly has to do with Beaver Facts, and there's some crazy shit going on. No joke. I wonder if we can get a fact here. Let's see. It says Canada's national animal is the beaver. Beavers were once hunted to near extinction because their fur was used in fancy hats.
Those are fancy.
Let that sink in. Okay. So get this.
One of those.
I don't know. You said this is, I don't want this to run on forever, but this is kind of important actually. So this was made for something called Multicultural Day at Ann Arbor Open. I shouldn't even say the school, but I did. So Ann Arbor Open School, where
you
my
doxed
children
yourself.
Go. Yeah. And one of the coolest things that Ann Arbor Open did was this, and it was a huge deal. It's called Multicultural Day, where every classroom becomes a country, a different country in the world. And so this was for Canada, right? Because that year my daughter's class was Canada. So we did this, and I guess the rest of the room, what you do is you find out as much as you possibly can about a country and make your classroom like that. You decorate it, you bring in and you cook food from that country. And on the day of Multicultural Fair that night, you go in and you get these passports and you go through the whole school. It's like you're visiting mini versions of every country. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And it's fucking rad. I mean, it's honestly amazing. This year, they canceled it. And they said it was because Multicultural Fair perpetuates cultural stereotypes that can be harmful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I heard something about this is going.
And I don't want to post the email, but it was so upsetting. Like Ian found out, because Ian went there his whole life, you know, like from first grade through 8th. And like everyone was like, just, this is the saddest shit I've heard. Because it was like the one thing that was like so positive.
Right.
And it was like, what the fuck are you even talking about? Like, and then the email said, we're going to take the time instead to identify our biases.
Why? Yeah. Beaver Facts.
Beaver Facts. So there will be no more Beaver Facts being made.
Oh, there will. There will.
Shit's fucked up, dude.
We're gonna keep spreading the Beaver Facts.
I mean,
here. We're gonna keep spreading it.
I don't want this to be like all like this. I want this to be fun and about music and shit, but it's hard. Like this is like fucking, like what the fuck, you know? Like it doesn't make any fucking sense. It's it's becoming so sterile. People are on egg. So in an attempt to not, they're basically putting people in cultural shoeboxes now. Like you can't leave your own culture. You can't culturally appropriate or perpetuate a stereotype like, oh yeah, everyone in Canada likes Canadian bacon. You can't say that or whatever. You know, I don't even know like who the fuck was offended. I don't even know who was offended. You know?
Right.
Like what the fuck? What? How are you offended? Like you go into the Japan one and they show like pictures of people doing karate or something, you know? Like I don't know. Like what? Karate. Like not everyone does karate. Who's Billsy? Oh, is that Bileebob?
Oh, Jerry. Jerry might be trying.
You see this? Listen, when we start talking about all Japanese people doing karate, look who comes back.
Yeah.
He's all about that.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, everyone sounds like a robot.
Jerry, stop breathing so hard. We can hear you now.
Hey, the rest of this is just going to be heavy breathing.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah. You sound loud. You're the loudest person here, I think.
Hold on, this is John. Yeah, this is John.
Yeah, John. Oh,
hey,
there I am. Yeah, I
can't.
think the phone mic is working with the old iMac. Oh my goodness! Welcome to the top of the hill, John. How the hell you doing?
I can't get my camera to come on.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's, hey,
It says press Control E.
ooh,
Take
what that
some
means.
E.
You know what that means? Yeah, exactly. Uh oh. Now we got 4 knuckleheads together. You guys can hear me now.
Yeah.
No shit. All right.
Yeah. It only took an hour and 10 minutes.
Well, I'm glad you timed that. But I did keep track under private chat.
Nice.
Don't you
Yeah.
get the rhyme? I did keep track under private chat.
It almost rhymes.
Yeah.
It's pretty
Yeah.
good.
Hey, somebody sent me some beers.
Yeah, stick to electronic music.
Yeah, all right, it's better.
You mean White Claws, Jerry. That's what you mean. White Claw.
Oh man, it's not working. Here, I'll try to leave and come back.
All right.
Hold on. Let's see.
Do what if you call tech support, did you try turning it off and back? Just reset it. Why didn't
Blow
you
on
reset it?
Yeah.
Did you try blowing on the cartridge?
Well, before you plug the game in.
Like, I don't think you blew on that motherfucker hard enough. It's not working.
Run a Q-tip with some alcohol. Alcohol on the Q-tip.
Did you put a Q-tip on the contacts? Yeah, I don't think you did that.
Well, with alcohol, yeah, man.
You
Not
probably have
booze
cat
alcohol,
hair.
but I mean rubbing alcohol. Come on, Dizzle McDizz.
You have cat hair in your cartridge slot.
Well,
there's salsa.
I cannot confirm nor deny that.
Your Sega Genesis has dried salsa in it.
Uh-huh. A spider.
Salsa.
There's a spider inside with dried salsa.
Well, shit, now you guys can hear me breathing.
No, you sound good.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
My sister insists that I'm fine. And I'm like, girl, incest is best.
There you go. That's a saying
I'm
on
kidding.
the evil full satanic.
All right. Now, if you hear that, then we're definitely live. All right, then.
Yeah. Hey, just so you know, this is going on YouTube. So, I don't know. Keep it in mind.
So everybody gets to see my skate sticker collection in my avatar.
Nice. I see that.
Yeah, this is some fucking 80s stuff right there, dude.
Yeah, we were talking about skateboarding earlier.
Oh, yeah?
Bones. Yeah.
Yeah.
See Tony Hawk.
Brigade and...
Oh, wait.
Oh, man, wait till you see the Danzig wall. Or the Misfits. And then there's the Cure wall, and then there's the Skinny Puppy wall.
Nice.
Whoa, Skinny Puppy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I listen to Skinny Puppy. Yep.
Warlock. That's the best jam ever.
Me and Eric went and saw Pigface once.
Oh, dude. I got to see Pigface too in 97.
Maybe we were at the same one.
It could have been. Been.
Was that at Todd's?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
What?
With the Jesus Lizard.
Dude, Reznor did the acoustic version of Suck, that song that he made back then. He did the acoustic one, and then Paul Barker was doing the drums. Smashing.
I don't think I saw that one.
No, that wasn't the one we saw because Trent Reznor wasn't there.
Oh,
and then who was on drums?
I saw Martin Atkins.
Martin Atkins, I think,
from Ministry and all that other shit.
Yeah.
But, and Jesus Lizard opened for them, and Arc Welder opened the whole show.
No, hey, Jesus Lizard was a totally different show.
Well, I saw him twice, so...
Oh, okay.
I saw him twice in Detroit, and then I saw him in Chicago once.
Got it.
I'm not talking about the Chicago one right now.
Because when we saw Jesus Lizard was the headliner.
Oh, maybe that's what I'm thinking about.
Yeah, and then we saw Pigface, and Pigface took forever to open up. But then again, back then...
Yeah, they had to pull the collective together.
Yeah, back then all the shows took forever.
Everyone had to even out. Like they
no, for real.
They had to shoot up and then even out, and
I don't know.
So they could just feel
Possibly.
normal.
Yeah. For real. That's what it was
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Allegedly. No, I don't know.
But just think about how many people stood outside back then to see a show at night. I mean,
Yeah.
there was always lines around the block, you know. People just went out and saw shit, you know.
Yeah.
It was even like Jesus Lizard wasn't. I mean, they were popular, but they weren't like that.
Yeah. No one knew who they were back then.
And they still had. I mean, the shows were still packed. You know, it was cool. It was all word of mouth too. There was no internet going on. You know,
right.
That was. It's not going to happen like that again. I don't think. You know. I wish it'd be kind of cool, but.
Well, it's weird now. There's all these bands that, you know, like that Sanctuary place.
Yeah.
We went to. You know, they have shows almost every night of the week.
Yeah.
And I don't know who any of the bands are. Like I haven't heard of any of the band, and there are all these like metal bands, and you know, so I mean, it's really cool because my point is there's clearly like a whole scene going on where I think that type of energy or that vibe or whatever is taking place, you know. But I'm just like, where do you even learn about these bands? Like,
right.
I'm thinking, am I just old or out of like, because I don't know. Like the one thing is, we used to, you know, it used to be like a ritual to go to like a coffee shop on a Wednesday just to grab a Metro Times and see like who's coming to town.
Yeah.
And I don't think, I mean, I don't do that anymore. I haven't done that in probably a decade or more, you know. So I don't know where people are finding out about shit unless it's just social media.
Yeah.
Like I log into Facebook and I see a show and I'm like, oh, that'd be cool to go to, and then I realize it happened, you know, 2 days ago or something.
Yeah.
I missed it. You know?
Right.
So I don't know how people are finding out about shit.
Yeah, right. Because how do people find out about anything? It's their phone, right? That's it. So
Yes, yeah.
if they're
and
not
I don't
getting
use mine for
right,
that.
So it's some kind of Facebook notification or social media post. I think that's all there is. You know.
Yeah.
No, there is no. I don't think there's any type of localized billboard, digital or otherwise, where you can go and nobody's checking that. They're only in their own sphere. They're only concerned with their own information bubble that's coming to them personally, right? And so if they haven't basically programmed it to tell them, they'll never know. You know, they'll never know. So I don't know. It might also be why the bands, there's a ton of bands and they're probably not staying together. I mean, they probably form and disperse like within a couple years, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's so fickle now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can you guys still hear me or no?
Yeah.
I can. Yeah.
Were you talking?
I can hear you when you talk.
Well, I was not interrupting, but yeah, I'm talking.
Okay. You actually have to interrupt because we don't know if you have anything to say unless you start talking. So.
Yeah. And half the shit's broken half the time anyway.
Yeah.
So we don't know what the fuck's going on.
You just have to scream stop, and then we'll.
I'm really glad I shaved my balls for this.
Classified flight test.
Oh, you guys can see the avatar. Oh yeah, look at that.
Your avatar keeps changing.
Yeah, I'm playing around, getting to know the browser scenario of this.
Yeah, that's what we were doing last time, just trying to find out how this worked.
Oh, then. Uh-oh. Here comes Johnny.
Here he
Oh,
comes.
there he goes. Oh.
Bileebob.
Beelzebubs.
Oh, he's gone. Oh, now he's back. Let's see.
Hey, can you hear
How's
me?
that White Claw, Jerry?
I don't have any fucking White Claw, man. I'm drinking water. Big time.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
So
Loud.
I think
Yeah, go ahead.
Extremely loud.
I think it
Big
might
time.
just take a sec. So I'm gonna click start cam and just like not touch.
He just disappeared.
That's what she said.
Start cam and don't touch it.
Don't touch it. Let it condensate. Let it saturate. Follow my voice, and you will propagate. All right then. Never mind. Woo! Gotta charge my phone.
So what were you up to this weekend, Jerry?
Beef jerky.
Jerkin.
Beef jerky.
No,
Beef
there's this place called the Edelweiss. It's this German deli, and they decided to make beef jerky for this season with Thai spices.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Sounds good.
and it was like tender and awesome, and only like $25 for a pound. So I got 20 pounds. And everybody who showed up today is going to get some in the mail.
Nice.
The mold is good. Trust me.
Just scrape it off.
Oh, eat it. Eat it.
Damn, I'm bummed.
Maybe, you know what? Maybe I'm a little too crass for this broadcast, man.
Oh, no,
I'm gonna cop out.
not enough.
Later, bitches.
Ah.
No, I'm totally hanging out, man. Totally hanging out.
Oh, good.
However, I really would like a beer. Shit. All right. How long are you guys going until? For another hour? Is that it?
I don't know. Eric said there is no time limit.
We can go 50 hours.
Okay, so how productive has this actually been? Other than us like getting like in on it. Like, so the next time are we doing this again next Sunday or?
Yeah.
Well, half of it's been like hardware testing and software
Well,
testing.
that's exactly what I was
right.
precisely esoteric about.
Yeah. I don't think it's on lockdown. We're still tweaking it. I mean, I'm figuring things out.
Yeah.
Eric, I know this. The older the computer, maybe the worse it works. But that's not,
Why don't we do a Zoom thing or something? I mean, pardon my ignorance. I don't know what's best to do this. So.
Yeah. Well, Zoom cuts you off after an hour.
Oh.
And I just subscribed to this, so I just paid to upgrade so we could have like more features and stuff. And so this is basically Zoom, but better. As far as technically, like it just has more options than Zoom.
But you can't paste a JPEG. We know that.
You can. What about the JPEG? Say that again.
Yeah,
you can't paste or post a JPEG anywhere.
Well,
paste or post. Oh,
just upload the PDF.
Yeah, it has to be a.
Oh, really? It can send PDFs though, huh?
It has to be a PowerPoint presentation that you got approved ahead of time by your local college.
Well, then why don't we just use Microsoft blah 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 thing? You know, I know they have another interview
Bing
thing.
We should
this
just
is.
use
I
Bing.
don't know,
Bing.
man.
Use Bang.
Bang.
Use the Chinese version. Bang.
Oh.
Bang.
Bang. Johnny, you still there?
I'm here, man.
Yeah, dude, I missed you, man. How you doing?
Yeah. I wish I could see your face.
Yeah, that's all right. I'm still handsome. You got me. Good to hear your voice, my friend.
Yes, sir.
You're the one of the earliest and most original people I met back in Detroit.
Oh man,
I
back
think
when
I typed that out in the comments on that YouTube video. Though.
yeah, for yeah, it was awesome for a while, man. You and me had we were corresponding via mail, trading stuff in mail.
Yeah, his and her productions, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, mix tapes and
Oh.
graphic ideas, all that.
Yeah, man. I have 3 mixtapes of yours.
Oh man, I
the
got
one from like '94 is still
Yeah.
in my fucking heart, man. I digitized that. I believe I sent that to you too.
Yeah, I think I have a whole. I have a.
But man,
I have a whole folder of your stuff, your mixtape.
you were one of the friends that collected my business cards because I had one like every week. That was great. You got a folder on me, huh?
Oh yeah, I'll dig it up. I think I sent you the mixes I had to fill in the holes that you to fill in your hole.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Not
My
safe
audio
for
hole.
work.
NSW.
NSFW.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no. Speaking on that though, me and Eric, we've been doing this thing at in Detroit, but we might need your graphic help.
I'm always available for my friends. Absolutely.
Yeah, the owner doesn't like either of our designs.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wait, the owner doesn't like what?
He hates our flyer designs.
Uh-oh.
Good.
Well, I don't know. He's kind of mixed on it, but like whenever we submit something, he'll come back a couple days later and be like, "Can you guys fix this?"
Fix it.
What's his aesthetic then?
I don't know. I don't know.
Is this for the speaker box place?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, he specifically hasn't said that he hates anything. It's just we're trying to make everybody happy when really we're just worried about I'm just worried about the music and getting people in the door, but I've never considered myself a graphic designer.
Yeah. Oh, I got asked once, it's like, aren't you scared about, as a designer, aren't you scared about, your clients taking things over because of AI? And I was like, not if they're doing the prompts.
Yeah. If they can write, you need a certain amount of English and code literacy to write the prompts correctly.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, I messed around with it for a while just to see, because I'm a graphic artist too.
Nice.
So so I just wanted to see how it worked. It was interesting.
What may I ask what you were using? Just because this is it's all new to everybody, but I haven't ventured into it yet. So
the experiments I did were with oh god, what was that? You had to access the prompts through Discord, I believe.
That's just
whatever that one was. I don't know. There's a few iterations of it, but I don't know what it was called. The one I was using.
You're talking about your AI, your chatbot?
Kind of, in a way, just about how I messed around with the AI thing when it first came on, just to see how it worked, And I made some really cool things, but when I say I made them, that's did I really make them?
Well, you guys know that AI propagates or references anything that's been approved to be published. So it's taking things that have already existed and reformatting them.
Yeah.
And there's like this whole concern about copyright law and stuff like that, which, as artists, and especially as they age and become more of an artist versus a designer, there are concerns about that. So I don't know where it came from, but it's this thing called Nightshade. And Nightshade, it interferes with the codecs of an image for AI to perceive it, versus the human eye cannot perceive it. Have you guys heard about any of this? Check it out right now. It's called nightshade. It's like poisoning AI so that it doesn't rip your copyrighted images as an artist to reference. Reference while generating its own commands or propagations that whatever user gave to it. It's called nightshade.
Okay, so for example, let's say here's a scenario. I have artwork online in certain places that are legit. I mean, whatever that means, but
if it's in the metaverse or online, then
it's wherever. But then a lot of times your artwork just gets taken, to other sites. It'll end up on wallpaper websites or whatever. Like it ends up all over the place. So then the AI is going out scrubbing or whatnot. Even if you're the one that you uploaded has this nightshade, what happens to all the other ones that were taken to these other websites unofficially? I mean, it can still basically go take those, right? Or is that
the only thing AI understands, which by the way, if you say AI really quickly, is I. So if you want to get into the whole symbolism of it and the semantics, I'm all eyes and ears to tell you about that jazz. However, non-conspiratorially driven, other than that everything's going to be okay. Just kidding. The technicalities of it, from my understanding, and I'm not a professional, is that nightshade and codes like that, these little interwriting algorithms between the ones and zeros that determine how AI perceives an image and then to reconstruct from its perception of images and the vastness of the internet to pull together the program prompts and such. So what it does though, it like kind of like pokes out and it gives false factions of what is perceived by AI, perceived by the eye, perceived by that entity, so to speak. But when the images are represented to human eyes, not human eyes, but human eyes, it is completely normal. Meaning, like, say we got a picture of a sunset. But that sunset was generated through AI through multiple images and factions where it pulls it together.
Yeah.
It will not recognize it as being a sunset. It will recognize it maybe as being inverted or an unrealistic color like blue, like sulfur blue or something weird like that. And then it cannot copyright itself to claim intellectual property, which is the biggest threat for an artist whose images it's referencing. Does that make any sense? Because honestly, I've never tried to.
No, it makes total. It makes total sense.
This is what I've read. I have not.
No, I'm actually. I was reading it right now, but I'm just trying to figure out how they do it because if they're, it's something that has to be with the image itself because AI doesn't read the code of the image; it actually looks at the image itself.
Well, exactly.
Right. So,
but
what they're doing to it actually has to affect your image in some way.
Yes. To the perception.
This is the way I think it works without knowing too much. Remember those magic pictures where people are like, if you crossed your eyes, you can see another image in it?
Right. Yeah.
Like at the mall, the mall when they used to sell those pictures where they just look like patterns, but then if you looked at them the right way, you could see shit in them. I always saw waffles. Yeah. So they must manipulate the pixels but I wonder how that actually makes the original art look. Like if you can tell, if a human can tell, you know.
Well, we wouldn't know. I mean, it's
Yeah.
based on consciousness or sentient individuals,
Well,
right?
because it has to be something you can see, because the AI is looking at the picture. Right. So I wonder like, okay, so for example, I had my original art digital, digitized, I mean the digital realm, and then the one that has this applied to it. I wonder if a human can see the difference, like what is that? What are they doing to it? I don't know.
Well, those things that you were talking about were fractal based.
Right.
So
it's at some
is AI fractal based? I mean, I've seen plenty of psychedelic,
scenarios,
but
it's a tricky thing. I mean,
right?
I don't know. There's already
what about those painting or pictures where it's a bunch of little squares and each square is its own thing, like its own image, but then when you like zoom out,
right? Yeah,
they all make a bigger picture.
I wonder how it works.
Something like that.
Look at Bileebob and I are just playing with avatars all night. Oh yeah, John.
That's right.
All right, let's find some goofy stuff, man.
Trying to find something.
I mean, I appreciate the whole AI thing and stuff, and get it going, and serious conversations and stuff. But I don't know. Has anybody heard of the funeral kazoo?
What is that?
Funeral kazoo or grief bacon?
No.
Are we talking AI?
No. We're still talking. Now we're back to individual humans. So I got this thing called grief bacon. Like when I get bacon, I just kind of fry it up, and it's like grief. When I'm not depressed or stuff, but
do you even eat it, or do you just like that it's cooking in the back?
Oh, I just man. It's,
no, because sometimes that's enough. You're just like, what are you doing? I'm cooking bacon.
Yeah.
I'm not eating.
Oh, no, and I love it when I ask myself that when
ASMR cooking. Where you're just
of bacon. No, I can almost taste it. Just I hear it sizzling.
Just through hearsay.
Yeah.
Make the Homer sound.
I heard someone was cooking bacon. Yeah.
So while it's sizzling, all you have to do is whisper real quietly.
It's almost like torture, though. Like it's comfort food, but you don't get to eat it.
So it's
whisper
crackling
into the grief bacon.
And you're like, I'm not very happy right now. This bacon is really bumming me out.
Well then.
No, bacon makes me happy, man.
Oh yeah.
Well, because you're not a beauty school dropout.
No, cured meats.
Cured meats. Well, that was a magic word to open up to giving you my password to my life.
Cured meats.
Cured.
I'll be right back.
I know. Listen to this audio files. Cured meat. This is ADSMR or what's that called again? ASMR. Auto sensual molested reverberation. I don't know.
Yeah.
What are those? What do those stand for? What's the acronym?
Sensually molesting reverb.
Yeah, exactly. Well, ASMR, altruistic sensual molesting.
I think it actually means just people whispering. I think that's what it is.
Well, then why don't they put a W in that?
No, because it's not as catchy.
They. Who the fuck are they, right? Here we go. Oh, now it's going to turn into a 7-hour conversation.
Yeah. The great I.
Mm-hmm. Damn. Woo. Well then, gentlemen. Hey, at least this has grown by one person since the last podcast or stream. This is cool. Johnny, by the way, really enjoyed your last cast when you guys are doing the video stuff, and Eric, the thing you did with Curtis was awesome. It was really awesome. It was really nice to hear Curtis just like be so casual about it and laid it all out truthfully. You know, him and I met at like City Club back in like, geez, man, 94 maybe 95. I don't know. It was such a great guy. Such a great guy.
Yeah, hopefully he'll get his ass in there sometime. I haven't talked to him in a while.
Well, it took me a moment to convince, and
yeah,
you know, I just keep entertaining myself. Well, I'm just too shy for freaking video, dude.
For radio?
Video.
Oh.
I mean, I can do it, but everything's got to be like set weird. I do it like upside down or diagonal with a wig, and then I don't know.
That's
I have
okay.
no idea,
yeah, do wigs. I think you can do backgrounds and
right.
You can...
Wigs. Thanks for the support, girl, boys.
Yeah, with the future, you can have these watch these digital backgrounds just appear out of nowhere. See, look,
Beaver Facts.
It's completely, it's AI generated.
No. Beaver Facts.
Adequate intelligence.
Adequate intelligence.
Hey Jerry, didn't Curtis live near you, like Livonia area? Yeah, in the
no, man, he's always been downriver. Like he was in Taylor when I was up in southeast Detroit, border like Michigan and Wyoming streets. That's where I lived for quite a while. But I did go to school in Livonia, and I know that was not part of the question, but no, dude, used to I met Curtis at Kinko's. So this is like late 1993. I had the privilege of opening up, running the midnight shift of a brand new Kinko's in Dearborn, right off of Ford Road. And Curtis came in there one night, and it was just, I don't know, you know, Curtis, he's got 1,000,001 projects going on, and it was just sort of like, hey, it was cool, and he was all into UFOs and doing visuals at the time. And I told him, I was like, dude, I know this great UFO watching spot. And it was out in Irish Hills. You guys are all in Michigan. Yeah, you know Irish Hills out west. There's like 52 lakes in that little county. But shit, you not. We went out there in his Fiero.
Nice.
He had a Fiero back then. And, dude, we totally saw this, like, fucking wicked, weird, triangular thing. And I was like, out half of the door taking a whiz, and he was like, "Hey, you see that shit?" It like literally rose up from behind the trees and started slowly coming towards us. And he was like, "Let's go chase it." I was like, "It's coming right here." Like, what do you mean? And he started peeling out with one of my left foot in the fucking door, and I had to like jump back into this fucking tiny ass Fiero thing. So we went chasing this fucking UFO down this like dirt road thing, and we came, you know, we went through the like what's that called, the foliage of trees or whatnot. We went through that, and it was gone, of course, you know. Great. Woo. And you know, back then we didn't have smartphones or even digital cameras at that time. I mean, this is in the early 90s. And but we smelt it smelled like burnt ozone. Like burnt oil, burnt blood, burnt metal, burnt ozone. I don't. And then
you could taste it in the air, kind of.
You could totally, yeah, like in the back of your tongue,
like copper tasting.
Metallic.
Not necessarily copper, more of a burnt aluminum.
Yeah,
but but being ionized. Like it wasn't like
Yeah.
condensed in your mouth or in your sinuses when you smelled it. It was more like open aired. I don't know how to explain that, but like
It's probably
not
good,
not
healthy.
refreshing, but it didn't feel toxic, but you could still your brain still referenced the scent and the taste of it.
Like licking a battery.
Like
without the shock.
Licking a triangle, a flying triangle.
Well, it was a fucking flying triangle.
There you go.
Seriously.
Yeah.
And then dude, and then like 3-4 different helicopters showed up in that region and started shining spotlights on Curtis's little Fiero. And we were like, let's get the fuck out of here! Fucking, dude, I think it's the only time Curtis ever sped. And we were hauling ass into the middle of town and both got out of the car and like kind of like shook it off like, what the fuck just happened? I mean, I seriously, dude, this was like 94, 95 or something, man. It was way back when. And like, well, yeah, to this day, we're still just like, okay, that shit's for real. That shit was real. For real.
He had
so there's a little UFO story. I don't think that was propagated, but guess what? Good on being an AI that shit or something. I don't know.
Wow.
He had that Fiero for a really long time. Like,
yeah.
Up until not too long ago, I think.
Well, in a funny relation to Bileebob, back then, Curtis and I took the Fiero all the way to Chicago to hear John play. I don't remember the name of the party or whatever, but it was the very first time I took acid. And my brain completely overloaded. And I went to like reach out for Curtis and be like, I don't think this is right or something. You know, I was like, and then my brain shut off. Everything in my body shut off. And I smashed my head into the fucking concrete in this little warehouse. Like I literally passed out.
Was that what you would call a bad trip?
Well, not yet. It hasn't gone that far yet. This is just like it activating my freaking brain.
I see what you did there.
Is that a dad joke?
But I got back up and Curtis was like, "Oh, I thought you were joking."
Yeah.
And I'm like bleeding out of the left side
You're
of my
performance
fucking skull.
artist. Yeah.
Yeah, right. I was like, "Oh, hey." I don't know if you remember that, John, but like fucking EMS showed up and I was like trying to hide from them. And then you were there and I was like, "Oh, hey, dude." there are two embarrassing moments when I saw John. One was in that time in Chicago. But you know, it was so dark I don't think you noticed. But I was embarrassed, like, I think we're gonna go home. And then we were listening to like Aphex Twins, you know, classics and stuff. In Curtis's little fucking Fiero with that sick ass boombox for 4.5 hours all the way back to Detroit, and then the acid kicked in.
Oh god,
it sounds like a good time.
Oh yeah, it was sweet. But god dang, that was such a long ass while ago, man. Good times though. Sorry, John, you can stick around in Chicago to hear your set or whatnot. I don't, like I said, I don't remember the name of that party, but Curtis and I went out there to specifically hear you play, and took acid and fucking smashed my head. And I was like, okay, I think we're good.
Well, thanks for coming.
Thanks for trying.
Thanks for trying. Yeah,
you get an A for effort.
Oh, you do have kids. Thanks. All right, well, that's all I got for this moment. Somebody else talk, please. I'm still being bashful.
Hey, how many UFOs have you seen?
Like quantity?
Yeah.
Most of them have been in Michigan. I saw a couple in Berlin. Oh, you're fucking teasing. Oh, you're teasing me.
No, I'm serious. No, because I mean, because I know you're into like a lot of like numbers, and I mean you're in a lot of I'm not gonna say weird shit, but I mean you're into like some kind of
Abstract.
yeah, like real curious shit, like numbers and symbolism and stuff like that.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Yes.
So what? Uh-oh. Is that Sarah?
Yeah.
How's she doing, man? Tell her I said hi.
Nah, it's all right.
No? Oh. Uh-oh. All right, then I'll get the man on fire and the tank and the naked girl. I'm going to change my avatar again. Anybody knows this one? That's not a personal photo.
Oh, that's too bad. That's pretty good.
But yeah, what were you saying about your sightings?
Well, I saw Sasquatch riding a Loch Ness Monster once.
What?
I'm totally fucking. Now that's a bullshit. That's a bullshit. Some bullshit. Whatever. All right, man. In all seriousness, yeah, man. Actually, the reason why I got the name Abstract, this Poindexter kid back in the 4th grade nicknamed me that because weird and wonderful shit would happen. Like, sleepovers and all that funny stuff you'd have as a kid. Like, wicked shit would happen, dude. Not unintentionally, but like, dude, I don't want to fucking tell you.
No, well, you're digging a hole.
Shit happens around me, so he nicknamed me Abstract. He was like, "You're abstract. You're weird." I was like, this is 4th grade. I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? I have no idea. But
yeah, I always love that. I mean, you always had like a cool sensibility about you regarding like, I mean, the stuff you're into, and then the talent you had, musically, graphically. I mean, you were all into just cool shit, But I mean, not only were you into it, but I mean, you were doing it. You were representing what you were doing well. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah.
I still conduct my candor in the same way today.
Yeah.
I mean, Eric can vouch for that. Yeah, man. I appreciate that, John. Thanks, man.
Now,
it's my heart really well. Thank you.
Now I'm curious too about like sometimes like you'll Aphex Twin does it too, like with like words and stuff that I mean, I don't know what the language is or where they come from, but I don't know, they usually have like a bunch of PHs and X's in it.
You mean the mathematical formulas that he's been displaying about to decipher his tracks? Like,
no, more about you too. I mean, like you'll use it in some of your design work or like your song titles.
Well, those are coordinates, technically.
Can you give me an example?
Sure. So designing a flyer, for instance, which is what I did for Eric and did for you and 3 Floors of Fun and stuff. So thank you again for that opportunity. And then for Eric's and Jeremy's and Fresh Down action on Sunday nights. And man, dude, you guys really helped fucking push me on designing stuff. So geometrically, as I advanced, it's coordinates. So the numbers are strategic placements about what to focus on in the flyer. It's not up front, but it's subconscious.
That's pretty cool.
The flyer is typically a double-sided print, which is 2-dimensional. And I design stuff not to perceivably be as 3-dimensional, but because of the angles in the placement of certain objects, letters, and such would allow your subconscious to perceive it to be 3-dimensional. As in coordinates like X, Y, and then Z.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not mathematical though. This is truly just artistic intuition.
Like a axis. XY,
exactly.
XY axis.
Yes, but on a 2-dimensional space.
would a z-axis be a dimension, like a third dimension?
X, Y, and Z. Yeah, that's, you have X and Y, which is vertical and horizontal, and then you have Z, which is the diagonal, but the diagonal, depending on which perspective you're looking at it, allows you to perceive it to be 3D without holographic prints or overlaying red and blue to make your 3D eyeglasses to perceive it to be to perceive a 2D print as 3D. You know what I'm talking about. Remember the old 3D movies like Jaws 3D and all that jazz? You would wear those red and blue goggles. Yeah. Well, which it's still a thing, but that's the whole point, though, is perception.
That's cool.
That flyer you did with for Derek Plazaleko at the All That Lounge.
That was some monkey kung fu action. Yeah, man. Oh no, I still have that book, dude. That was back when he was still working at Record Time or whatnot, or off the record. Yeah, Record Time. Excuse me, my bad. Yeah. I remember that shit, dude. That was funny. Yeah. So, if you remember the flyer, when I did the green intricate lines that like focused on, I think there were 2 or 3 of them. I had circles. Like one was focused on his butt, one was focused on his head, and maybe one on the foot. I mean, I have it. I have to pull it up again. But yeah, the coordinates of that print would be a perspective of seeing in fantasy. By the way, this is completely fantasy. In fantasy of seeing Plazaleko twist himself up like that in this monkey kung fu position. Apparently he's living up in Bellingham, which ain't that far away from me, but
he's back in the States?
About a year and a half ago.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and Bellingham is like an hour and a half north of Seattle in the state of Washington. But don't quote me on that. I'm only getting that from his feed. And I know that he's played a couple parties in Seattle over the past year, so he might be there. But I understand he has a kid now and he's living a private life.
You still working? You still work with that festival in Seattle?
Oh no, we 2015 was the last year we did that. So. Good times though, man, from 2004 to 2015. Yeah. Decibel Festival. Yeah.
Now, did you help start that festival?
Yes, sir, I did. Yep.
Oh wow, that's cool.
Yeah, Sean Horton was the main curator and funding it out of his own pocket back in 2004 and 5. And then my connections with Detroit and Berlin and such through DJing and music, you know how it is, helped bring in quite a few other acts, like bypassing some of the booking agents and stuff. And, some people still owe me favors from Design Days. I mean, this is like way early days of Decibel. So, yeah, we all conglomerated together, put it, had a little thing. And it was funny because, like, before I moved to Berlin, Sean and I had talked about doing this. Sean is also from Michigan, not necessarily Detroit, but like Royal Oak, Bloomfield Hills area. And we kind of made this joke. I was like, all right, it's going to take 2 Detroiters to get this shit done, right? And then we kind of like pulled together like this committee, because there's like junglists and there's house guys and, there's like crews that have already been running things in Seattle at that time. And, we just pulled everyone together. It was like, hey, we're thinking about doing this festival. What do you guys think? And nobody believed it could be done. Nobody. And this is like 2003. And, Sean and I were like, I was like, dude, I just got signed to Catapult. I'm going to go over to Berlin and enjoy a summer. I got to play Trezor, which is awesome. And the original one. And then, I'll come back in September when we're ready to do this. And so that's what happened. And the first year was, I don't know, maybe about 1,200 people or so with 4 venues, if I remember. And then 2000, and Sean was like, I want to keep doing this. I'm like, okay, cool. So then, with living in Berlin, I brought over a couple cats from there to play the festival. And 2005, it was like triple the attendance. So, all right, cool. We're going to keep going. And then 2006, it was triple that. It just exponentially kept growing. And then by, 07, 09, 08, it was like we got like, members of Kraftwerk. We got Mad for Fest, all these fantastic artists that were like starting to contact Sean and being like, hey, we hear your festival's like blowing up and such, So then I started focusing more on refining the graphics and the creative direction of the festival, because we started also getting more and more visual artists, projectionists, filmmakers. In fact, actually, I think it was 09 maybe. You remember Nancy Mitchell? Of course you do, John.
Oh yeah, she's in Ann Arbor.
Yeah. She's in Ann Arbor now?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Well, welcome back to Michigan, Nancy. And of course, Kristen, her sister. Her and I were really good friends for such a long time.
What's her name?
Kristen Mitchell or Nancy Mitchell? Which one?
Nancy Mitchell.
Nancy Mitchell. Yeah. So she helped. She fully engulfed herself in the film industry and stuff. You remember John Santos?
Yeah.
John? Yeah. All right. So, he became a fucking fantastic graphic artist out in California and stuff. Me being a nostalgic and sentimental person, I guess Nancy had done like an Autechre music video. And we had this ambient house at the Broadway Performance Hall. It was part of the community college where we had a bunch of ambient artists play, Biosphere, a bunch of other artists. Excuse me, I'm bad with names at this moment. But we had a lot of ambient artists play, and we got to, in the earlier part of the day, show Nancy's music video and such. And then just, stuff just started getting out of hand, meaning, instead of us not necessarily controlling the after hours and stuff, but like people were just starting to jack on stuff. It became like, instead of for the music, this core, I don't know, scenario of people came in and just started making it like, all about alcohol sales and all about after hours and selling drugs and, profiting scenario. And then, Sean and I dealt with that for a few years. We kept focused on the festival itself. And we're both just like, dude, I'm sick and tired of this, hedonistic baloney, because we didn't have control over it. Because, people got money and connections to cartels and stuff. They just come in and rape things that are happening. I didn't mean to sound so extreme there, but so, after about so many years, we're just like, okay, Sean went his way, I went my way. And what's happening in Seattle now is not as fruitious as what it was when we're there. I mean, people are coming out to move to Seattle because we had kind of got a good thing going on. Because like I said, Seattle already had a fantastic music scene. Obviously grunge, rock, ethnic scenarios, folkloric music, and such, and then the electronic crews that were kind of like based out of California and stuff, junglists and house people, and then we brought like this inspired by Mutech Montreal scenario to Seattle, where we had like workshops, film screenings, and of course late night parties, all day parties, and even partaking in like some of the parks, the public parks, and hosting those. We got sponsored by the city, which was nice, and the cops weren't bugging anybody, which is always a good thing. So, I think we lost John.
Yeah, maybe he'll come back.
Oh,
that's cool. There he is. Let me see if I have to add him. Yeah, so you guys were doing that for how long?
From 2004 to 2015. That's 11 awesome. Years? Yeah. 11 summers, or 11 Septembers, actually.
Nice.
Yeah, so it happened in September all the time. Yeah, man, it was huge. I mean, it was a lot of fucking work. I mean, and it was all volunteer. Like Sean and I never got paid. We turned it into a nonprofit around 2008, just so that we wouldn't have to fucking forfeit so many taxes and shit. It was exhausting though, man. So we tried to like relieve the stress in less weight, and a lot of people volunteered, like real professionals, like stage management, artist management, transportation, sponsorships. Fantastic, man. I mean, it was such an honor to know such great people that were willing to take their personal time to commit to something so awesome musically,
Mm-hmm.
Man, it's maybe there's like enough footage where someone could compile and make like a documentary about it or something. I wasn't aware of it at all. I'd never been there, but it's just so crazy how this whole thing had been going on for so long, and I was completely oblivious until you told me about it after the fact.
Well, and my apologies. In all honesty, at that time, Sean was so focused. Like once it started picking up, like around 2007, 2008, was so focused on these mega artists, like working with, what was it, the Windish agency? The guy that Tom Windish. You guys know that guy?
It sounds familiar.
He's a huge dude in Canada that like manages like Boards of Canada, a whole bunch of Warp artists, a whole bunch of Perlon artists. And I mean, that was that back then. I have no idea what's going on with it now because I'm not involved. But so Sean was like, we want to do this. Like he kept like investing in bringing in more big name artists, which was marketing wise worked fucking great because it really put Seattle on the map of electronic music as in a national and international sense, because we bonded in like 2007 with Mutech Montreal, and that was fantastic because Mutech. I don't know if any of you guys have been, but it's impeccably fucking brilliant. Like really, really well done, and a good time. So that was an inspiration for Sean and myself, also in like organization and booking and such of the festival, and so a couple different years, Sean was like proposing like we should do a Detroit showcase. I'm like, yeah, dude. You know, I was thinking of like Billy Bob and Huckabee and Paris the Black Foo and Grand Poobahs and Eric and such. But Sean was like, no, I mean like Carl Craig covered, like all the heavy hitters of that time. And I'm like, all right, cool. He did commit to Octave One though. And it was awesome because they, those brothers just, play a live set and it's just so awesome every time. But other than that, it was just, he only wanted like the 5-figure, 6-figure income guys. And I'm like, all right, well, there's a hell of a lot more going on. But because Sean's vision was to establish a repertoire for his personal career, as well as putting the festival internationally on the map, I understood that. So, there's no conflict there. Plus, I wasn't paying for anything, man. But I was, I was the designer. I was doing everything else except, being like, hey, here's $20. Pay for someone's
Were you using spot color from Kinko's?
No, man, that's just been like the risograph printer. No, that stuff is so outdated. There's a place here in Portland that has one though. But dude, it's like 65 cents for a poster. Anyhow, are you saying I should make fake posters?
Bring back the spot color.
Bring back the risograph spot colors. Nice. What do you think about that, Dizzle?
I still use spot colors all the time in my job.
We used to use that shit till we broke the machines.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. I remember, in the original ones, you had to change out the color. Like there was brown, blue, red, and green, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had to like pull the toner cartridges out, run it back into there. Yeah, man, that was some manual labor action. It's like the ironsmiths of photocopies.
For a living, I'm a screen printer. So
oh, sweet.
And I still do everything by hand. Yeah. So I mix the colors myself.
Nice. Holy shit.
Yeah. It's maximum effort.
Yeah. And you don't do you wear a respirator or anything while doing all that jazz?
No, though over the years the ink becomes more and more environmentally friendly, it has to be food safe, like for the food industry, in case people want to eat clothes with ink on it, But it just, I'm saying, like there's absurd laws where it's like, this will cause, cancer if you eat 8 shirts or whatever. So yeah, actually, it's really safe now. That everything's pretty safe. I'm always looking for chemicals that are safe too.
Yeah, that's fair.
Now you.
What about banana hammocks and thongs though?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. All the edible underwear you're making.
Yeah, there we go. Right. Have you guys ever tried to fax a fruit roll up?
Something tells
sending food through the internet.
Right? That's the next thing. That's
soup,
the big next
right?
thing.
That's what Tom Green said in his Barncast. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Tom Green started a new podcast from a barn. He calls it a Barncast, and he said, "I hope to achieve sending soup through the internet."
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. Yeah.
He's
like, people used to say it was impossible to send videos, but here we are. He goes, and I think in the future it'll be soup.
Well, I hope he starts with broth.
Yeah. Well, he wanted to send pizza, but he said at first it might only be soup. Because it's easier somehow, because it's liquid.
Well, I'm definitely going to hold my breath on that one.
It's possible he wasn't serious.
You mean like
he sounded serious? Yeah.
The dog star? What?
I hope it's cold because lawsuits.
Oh yeah, it might be too hot. Start.
Soup just shoots out of your microphone. It'd be awesome.
You're like.
Salsa.
Eric,
Microphone-
Eric, I'm so glad I don't have my video on right now.
Instead of like the volume button is also the amount of salsa that comes out of your microphone. Maybe it could happen. It's coming, I guess. It's a
Yeah,
future.
well, technically, you could send the signal to 3D print.
Correct. Yes.
Right?
Yeah. No, I agree. Soon we'll have it.
Yeah, it just
Print-
it has to become affordable to the consumer.
Print my salsa.
Oh, Alexa.
Alexa, print some fucking salsa now. On delay.
On
Salsa.
delay. Bzz.
Salsa.
Bang.
Dang.
That may happen actually, where there's no people don't go to restaurants. They brag about the best food printer.
Oh yeah, and it's all QR code, of course, or something.
Cool.
It's like, where'd you get that salsa? Like Kinko's.
Oh man. Careful now. FedEx might be on top of that.
They printed it.
Xerox. Yeah, Xerox.
Xerox salsa.
Did you guys see my old name tag for Docutech Specialist from Kinko's? I took a picture of it and posted it, but
Hold it up to the camera. That's
no,
what Eric.
no, dude,
Eric
it's
holding
deep
it
in a
up
box
earlier.
now. I don't, and there's no camera.
Me and Eric were holding up. Eric was holding up old artwork just to the camera. That's how you have to share art here. It works.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. Well, we
Yeah.
start off by talking about the old flyers because we were
Oh,
talking about
yeah?
an old show we did, and then we couldn't remember what year it was. So Eric had the flyer, and
Yeah.
he just holds
Dude.
it up.
Dude, I still have some of the original, 4 up, 4 on an 8.5 by 11. Because remember, back in the Velvet Lounge days on Sundays,
Mhm.
you know how I would do one every fucking week. Like I had to do it the most affordable way possible, which means for free. So, and then we just printed them out on those, Astro Blake card stocks and shit.
Yeah.
Astro Brights. But
So Jerry,
yeah.
I don't know if you know this, but Dizzle actually designed the very first Velvet Lunch flyer,
Oh,
and
Right.
it was a dog jumping through a flaming hoop, and we
All of you
wrote-
guys are giggling about this.
The bozo the wouldn't like it probably.
we wrote free pass on it, but we weren't even charging admission yet. So
All right, so yeah.
Well, what was
And-
awesome was the text was running around the flaming hoop.
yeah, that's right.
Oh,
Yeah.
fancy.
It was cool.
So did
Back then-
Lon approve of this?
What's that?
Did Lon approve of it?
no one had a
Oh.
choice.
Yeah.
No one had a choice. Nice.
No one.
I was the only one with a computer at the time. I think.
That's right. And you were the only one with a computer, and you had a scanner. So
Right.
we went to your
Oh.
uncle. We went to your uncle's house,
Yeah.
and Uncle what? What was his name?
Larry?
This is Uncle Larry. Yeah, we went
Yeah.
to Uncle Larry's, and we scanner, and the first thing we saw was a Better Homes and Gardens magazine, and that's where the dog jumping through the flaming hoop came from. It was the back cover of the magazine, and it was probably for some like feminine product or something.
Yeah, I think it was a
knows?
Saint Bernard.
With a little barrel underneath his
The
chin.
flyer was so gross, but
It was
in
so
hindsight, it was
I've
like
never heard a design called that before.
yeah,
I like that.
it was. But I mean,
It's just so gross, yo.
it's one of those things where if you looked at it, you're like, what the fuck could this possibly mean? Like, and people would be like, I just don't get it. Probably it's so beyond me. I
Yeah.
just don't understand.
Dude, it's the coordinates.
And we were just
It
laughing.
is the coordinates.
We were just laughing making this thing, you know. Like, how about a Saint Bernard jumping through a flaming hoop?
Yeah.
That sums up the night perfectly.
That makes you want to dance, right?
That makes you want
That makes you want to drive to Pontiac on a Sunday.
I know.
Yeah,
Right.
Pontiac.
Yeah. It was interesting. I mean, we can't be blamed for not making interesting things.
It worked.
Yeah,
it
did.
got people to go, and
They
it was one of the biggest nights.
Yeah.
For like,
they're like, where's this fucking Saint Bernard? I might have some flyers here. I have. Let me see if I have. Maybe I have that one. I'll go. I have some old shit here.
Uh-oh.
I'll see if I have an old flyer.
Oh, dude, you have the old Art Institute portfolio case.
Yeah, it's my actual. Here's a Vito flyer.
Oh, wow! I've never even
actually
seen this, dude.
I
Holy
still
shit.
have that shirt. I just found that shirt.
Yeah.
You remember how that was on a shirt?
Yeah. That was I offset print that on a real printing press.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Full color.
Here's my boot that won me $28,000.
Nice.
Hand drawn with
Black
the ballpoint pen.
Ballpoint pen.
Oh wow.
Wow. Sweet, dude. Nice.
That's badass.
Yeah. I drew that in school with Eric. I just set my boot on the desk and drew it because they said I needed to draw something from
Still
life. And I was like, that's boring as fuck, but I'll do it.
Hey, at least you put a shit kicker in there.
Here's a picture.
Do you have Don't Throw Your Fetus Away in there?
Yeah. This one's cool. It's a chick like in her room making shit.
Dude, that's fucking incredible. Nice.
Yeah. Here's the potato hunter guy.
What?
He's got a potato on a stick.
That's awesome.
Well, you know, potatoes conduct electricity, so maybe he's
I might have
doing
flyers.
magical stuff.
Let me see. I think I have a flyer in here.
Yeah, Eric, you and I are not doing flyers anymore.
Hey, that's.
I liked your guys' like tone on just that orange kind of. Right? Is that your flyer? Like where it's just you and Bileebob with the orange kind of.
Yeah, the venue has that's their thing. Their theme is.
I thought that looked pretty good.
They got an orange theme.
Well, that's
remember
for Thanksgiving.
Remember this one, Eric?
Yeah,
dude.
Man, those are awesome.
Yeah, man.
We did that in high school. I drew this with Eric in art class. That's
fucking incredible.
I'd buy that T-shirt.
Oh, and then Eric was showing me a self-portrait because we would get yelled at because this was my self-portrait where my head's in a pot. Like a
Sweet, dude.
But the teacher like yelled at me. That's where he told me I was a leaf floating against the stream.
Yeah, you're just
the famous speech where we just laughed at him.
In Weird Science.
He said, "Why don't you do anything like you have to always do it your way and the wrong way?"
You're like, you're damn right.
Oh, and Eric, check this out. And then when I went to art college, they made me do this.
Oh,
God.
We were just talking
that's
about
my favorite piece.
Yeah.
Color chart. Hey.
Here's
swatches.
Here's an android operating on his own arm.
That's
Man,
awesome.
those are so good.
Yeah. Seriously. These are fantastic.
The flyer, I bet I'm looking for that flyer though.
And Diz, those are just your scraps too, aren't they?
No, these are those I drew in school with Eric a long time ago. Oh, here's my Trent Reznor drawing. This is Trent Reznor with a frozen baby.
I forgot about that.
So me and Eric in high school, everything we did was just to see how funny things could be, and teachers hated us. They absolutely
all we cared about was making each other laugh. Yeah.
All we cared about was what could we do to make each other laugh.
Nice.
And we didn't care what the teachers thought at all. It was all for
We're
us.
like, wait, are you trying to teach a class? Anyway,
Yeah.
Dan, what were you saying?
Yeah, no, basically that's what it was. Oh, you want the baby in the trash? Okay, hold on, trash baby.
Yeah.
Here's the trash baby. This isn't I made this up. It's not.
Jeez. Some wicked
Didn't
details in there.
Yeah.
like
It's
isn't that how you got your scholarship though? Or
The trash baby?
Didn't you win an award for that or something?
So when I went to Kendall, I entered the Gumby one you have.
Okay.
The boot, and then I had one of demons in the forest, but I don't have that one. I gave that to somebody else. I drew this. This was one I drew for a t-shirt in high school, but I don't know if you can see it.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Is that the dude from Robotech?
No, I made this guy up, but I love Robotech.
It kind of looks like him.
Oh, here we go. Check this out. Here's another one. Look. There's a sketch
Eric's
pad.
tweaking one there. $4 cover.
Yeah, here's the.
What are you showing there, Eric? Gumby. Oh, Gumby Akira.
Oh,
Nice, dude.
oh, that one looks familiar.
Yeah, that's
pretty
my.
rad.
I did that in art class too in school.
It's called Gumby Goes Bananas and Wreaks Some Havoc on Blockheads.
Well, because I always thought he could become whatever he wanted. So,
Well,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
I love that one.
Eric, did you see the sketch pad one? This one?
Oh, is that Ghost in the Shell?
Wow.
No, that's Alita.
Oh, Alita. Yeah.
Which
that was
actually
fun.
they made a movie about not that long ago.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
the 3D animation one.
Yeah,
Is that what you're
well,
talking
right.
about?
But this
Yeah.
was back in like 1990, what, 6 or 5 or something?
95, 6.
95. Yeah.
Yeah, it's wicked.
Like
Wicked.
no one knew who the fuck. It was cool. You could rip that
Yeah,
shit off. And no one knew who the fuck.
Battle Angel Alita or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know you mentioned it. You mentioned it. Any old anime like that to any of the like Gen Zers who are like way into cosplay and anime, like girls in panzer tanks, like where they're like completely chimatic, meaning like one part machine, one part anime adolescents,
Right.
and they're like, oh yeah, and then they speak. It's a total another language. Like I understand Japanese to a point, and English obviously to a point. And there's like you get these cosplayers that are just like they have their own. It's like they're speaking Klingon, but they're not Trekkies. There's this whole other avenue going on, and it's awesome. But I just stick to the symbolism and the origins of language.
Astral works.
Yeah, look at that. Wow.
Yeah.
And then here was like the front end.
That was at the Black Cat, and we did it with Jonathan Harris.
Yeah.
Dude, was that one of those dye sublimation printers or printed?
This was expensive as fuck.
Yeah, it was like $45 to print out one of those things.
Yeah, because this is like
Back in the
thick.
day.
Yeah, seriously, it's like thick. That's exactly what it was, like dye sub. I think.
Dye sub, yeah.
Yeah,
Woo!
wasn't cheap.
Hey man, they had dye sublimation printers before they got digital or POS, point of sales machines. When I started working at Kinko's, they still had regular cash registers.
Wow.
That's did I just age myself? God damn it, other Jerry.
I don't watch a lot of anime, but I always Akira is always my go-to.
Oh man. Yeah.
I love it. I like it. I've heard of it.
Dude, the very first time I saw Akira
Yeah.
was in like,
Yeah.
what was it, like 91, when I had a fake ID to go to the Nectarine Ballroom on Sunday nights
Right.
in Ann Arbor, and they would always play Akira on
No shit.
the little TV things, and I was just like blown away, like, what the fuck is this, you know? And I didn't learn about it until, you know, a few years later. But yeah, the first time I saw it was at the old Nectarine Ballroom, which I believe now it's just called Necto. in Ann
Right. They
Arbor.
shortened it.
Yeah. Dude, good times though, man. Good times back in those days. I miss the 90s.
Well,
I know.
I
we
had
keep
almost-
talking about it.
I had almost all the comic books, and then the Akira graphic novels, and then we would go to comic book conventions, and they would they always had these bootlegs of anime.
Yeah, dude.
So we bought
Sweet
we
shopping.
bought Akira. We bought a bootleg of the movie on VHS.
Yeah. You could
from
only get
Japan.
bootlegs. Yeah.
Yeah, so it wasn't even dubbed or anything, but we already knew the story because we read the comic book. So
I still have that VHS tape. Yeah.
Right on.
that's
You
awesome.
still have that bootleg VHS?
I still have that bootleg VHS
Oh, that's cool, man.
tape. That was a game changer. Like,
Yeah,
It really was. It really
because
was.
they didn't release any of that in America at the time. So when we were at the comic convention, we were just staring at that, like, because me and Eric had been reading those comics, and we were blown away by the comics. I mean,
Yeah, no doubt.
and
Wow.
and then the animation. I mean, in the comic, I wouldn't say one's any better than the other, but it was just really cool to see.
well,
Yeah.
the way he captured motion in just still images with black and white illustration, but he had this amazing way of capturing the sense of motion with
I
those
think-
lines.
Yeah,
And then the way they then just basically animated it and kept it true to the original art style. It was just amazing. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
man. Damn, dude. You're a hell of an illustrator, man.
Yeah, I love
Well,
that.
and
Yeah.
hey, and you guys need to keep in mind all of these are ballpoint pen drawings. Like
Yeah.
he didn't draw it in pencil first and then go over it with ink. It's all
yeah. So the way I draw
It's
is I
all-
just take a ballpoint pen and start drawing. And if I can't screw up because it's the same with that boot. I just drew it with a ballpoint pen,
Fucking sweet.
so I can't erase it. You
Yeah.
know.
There's no fixing anything.
Yeah.
So if he messes up, he just has to turn it into something intentional.
You don't mess up.
There you
right?
go. That's my approach to music.
Yeah.
Right.
Or when I'm doing live
I mean, it's
shows.
basically improv. It's like
Well,
improv.
If you think about back when we were kids or growing up, people just did shit. You just did it. It didn't matter if you were good or not. Like, you weren't being judged by the internet.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if something seemed cool, you would just do it, right? I mean, let's skateboard, let's make music, let's make art, let's just do this shit.
Right.
Yeah.
And the important thing was that we just did it.
We didn't have YouTube, so we made short films just
We
to make
made
each other laugh.
films. We basically created our own entire universe.
Yep.
Of course. Yeah.
Really, honestly, we did.
Mhm.
But I always liked, I always liked Jerry Abstract's flyers. I thought they were awesome.
Oh yeah.
I remember there's
yeah.
this, because Eric would send me some of the digital files sometimes, and you did this one for, I think it was Cute Little House or something. like that.
Yeah. When you
And
guys
just
were doing that other thing off of Woodward, I forgot the name
Yeah.
of the venue though.
It's just really good. I just love the design, the lines and the motion, like the geometry of it.
Mhm.
True. Thank you. Thank you
Yeah.
very much. Cheers.
I mean, yeah, very unique style.
Yeah.
It's been developed. I mean, geez, when was that? Shit, man. Honestly, when we all met back in '95, if I remember correctly, '96 maybe.
Yeah.
I believe John, I met you more in '94. Actually, I mean, dude, this is 94 to now. How many? Somebody help me with the math. 30 freaking years almost. Is that 30?
Yeah.
Wow. Damn.
We're old.
No, I'm just so glad that we can still kick it together and
Well, yeah, totally. I mean, I used to
stay
go.
connected and stuff, man.
I used to go to. I think one of the first times I ever saw John play.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
Yeah, I saw John. I saw Bileebob DJing at Industry on a Friday, I think. Did you ever play on? Wasn't Friday night there?
No, Friday I was at the shelter.
Okay.
3 floors.
Well, maybe it was Saturday or something. I know I saw you. I don't know if it was a regular thing, but I know I saw you DJing at Industry one night, and I didn't even meet, like, we didn't even know each other yet. So it's just so funny to think about from that moment in time to now. You know what I mean? Like that, it was probably like 93 or something, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I remember when I was at Industry, I would it would be me and Mike Scroggs, and then like when it was his turn, I would leave and go down to Velvet.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then I'd run back and be like, "Okay, is it my turn?" And then I'd play for a little bit and then go back to Velvet.
Sweet.
Do you ever guys play at the Red Door?
Oh man, yeah. The guy that started that went to U of D when I was at college there.
Yeah, I just ran into.
There's a guy named Seth.
Was that the Banco building off of Michigan Avenue?
No.
Is that
no?
The Banco's still there.
Is it really?
The Banco's still there, and they're still doing stuff there. Like I went to an after hours, like this year, but Red Door was on Cass Avenue.
Oh.
And it's now like.
Was it like Avalon Bakery?
It's like fancy and all built up. Yeah.
Or I don't know if I don't think the bakery's there anymore, but I think it used to be that spot though. Cass and Willis, I think.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Red Door was one of the first places I ever DJ'd, and I had no idea what I was doing. And I crossed the fader, and I literally had no idea what I was doing. And I don't know, like, I basically crossed the fader dead air, and the whole place just went silent and looked at me, and I froze. I was just like, I don't know how to fix this, you know.
Nice.
And like I ran downstairs like so embarrassed and was like, I'm never gonna do that again. My DJ career is over. No, I don't know.
Luckily, no one filmed it on their phone.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, we didn't have those back then.
And everyone was probably so out of their mind they forgot the next day anyway. So
right.
Yeah, for
they
sure.
Were all huffing nitrous and
for real. Hey, remember that show where people were lined up around the block to get nitrous? We were at a rave one night and there was a lot of people there, and they set up the nitrous tanks outside on the street. And people were lined up around the block to get nitrous balloons right outside.
Wow. Yeah,
it was big, trying to think who was there. It could have been Plastic Man.
Yeah,
was
was that the
fun.
one where like they opened the garage door
Yes.
at the end? Yeah,
Yes.
that was a classic band show.
Yeah.
Were
That
they
was-
were
Go
those
ahead.
Dean's tanks?
It could have been. It might have been.
It was just crazy because it was just outside, out in the open. It wasn't. No one was trying to hide anything. There were 200 people lined up on the street for nitrous, right? Like
With
only in Detroit is that going to happen. Everyone's like, yeah, that's okay. You know, no problem.
Detroit in the early to mid 90s for sure.
Right. It was just a really interesting sight to see, you know. It was like we owned the place, like we owned the city, you know.
200 black trash bags.
Yeah. It's crazy. Like gummo, like But that was cool. That was a fun night. That was a good show. I remember that.
Oh, pardon me. I had to step out to do the whiz
all right.
thing. Johnny,
Stepped out to Huff
dude,
Night.
nice Police album cover there for your avatar, dude. Sweet. Sending out an SOS.
I have one of those cricket machines. So you know what I'm talking about? Those
Nope,
you know, like
don't. Sorry. I don't know what that is.
It's like a vinyl cutter, or you can cut paper and stuff like that. You know,
like a Glowforge thing.
I have a Roland vinyl cutter.
But yes, so sometimes I'll kind of play around with like designs I like and make my own T-shirts.
Yeah, that's cool.
Nice. Is it like heat pressed or?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. I use HTV.
Oh,
it's cool.
But yeah, sometimes I'll bootleg my own T-shirts.
That's the way to do it.
So did you make this Police digital icon into one? Or?
Not yet.
You know what that reminds me?
Yeah, man, that design was way ahead of its time.
That looks like Merlin. Remember that game, that thing called Merlin?
Yeah.
Yeah. The red like handheld games. Yeah.
Right. And the screen had there was little red LED or not LEDs, but
that's what that reminds me of.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like a phone.
Yeah, like the alarm clock. The alarm clock, dude. Yeah.
I use that in my live shows sometimes because there's a game on there where you could just press it just makes tones by pressing. Yeah. So I hooked that up. I wired it so I can hook it up to to an amp or something, run it through a mixer. Yeah. And I'll just play it. Yeah, play it over track.
Wow.
The actual Merlin, huh? That's cool.
But yeah, did you know it's the three guys' faces, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
right.
what?
So, Sting in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool.
I never knew that.
Did I just blow your mind?
I'm kind of embarrassed that I did not know that.
What if he told you it wasn't there until he said it was there?
Oh, great. Thanks a lot. All right. Power of suggestion.
It just appeared immediately. No, that's really cool.
Damn. Is that true, John? Or are you just...
No, look at yeah. It's like you can see the eyes, the nose, and the mouth.
It's true. It's right there.
Well, and then right. Yeah. All right.
How do you know they're guys?
Why are you assuming that they're digital genders?
Digital genders.
There you go. We're dropping some future terms. Digital gender.
Yeah, no shit. Write that one down.
What's your D gender? What's your digital gender? You're like, which one did you download today?
Email.
Yeah.
I'm an email. I define myself as email.
That sounds like a dad joke. You're a dad, right?
I'm totally not a dad. No, there ain't anybody more single than I am.
No, you
not that he knows of.
Shut up.
They're
That ain't
somewhere.
true. That
You
ain't
got 'em.
true. That's not true. All right, that's it. You guys are now getting. There it is. Bitch, I might be. No, I do not have children, but I'm not opposed to them. For some reason, they really like me. Same with cats and dogs and other people's pets. So I guess I'm down with OPP. Other people's pets.
The harmless, the Disney version.
I'm the fun uncle, apparently.
Yeah.
Woo! Thanks a lot, light body.
Fun uncle.
I am. I mean, shit. Do I need to explain scenarios? No. Uh-oh, I hear somebody pushing that space bar. What's going on here?
I was looking for another avatar.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm doing too. Dude, this is way better than video. It's just randomizing our fucking collection
Avatar
of
chat.
memes.
We just pick avatars. That's the new. That's going to be the new show.
Well,
I've
just
never even seen that.
keep one-upping each other from memes or something. I wish it wasn't a circle. It should be a motherfucking square, you know. Squares. Squares are awesome. They're the building blocks of foundation.
They're the squares
Squares are the building blocks of foundations. Wow. That sounds like I'm stoned. I'm totally not.
That's funny.
Oh, here we are. Jones's barbecue and foot massage. Here we go.
That sounds familiar for some reason. I think I've seen that. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. It's going to show up in the anyway. He's got his two mascots out there.
Yeah, two.
I love that the phone number is ready to go. Oh, damn, John, that's a serious pizza face.
No, these are some AI generated art that I was messing around with.
All right. Oh, cool. Are you using Bing to do the prompts or what?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I just learned about that tonight, actually, from a couple other friends. I have not experimented with any of that yet. So look out.
Yeah, Bing is all right, but I didn't want to pay for Chat GPT. I didn't want to pay for Chat GPT.
Well, yeah. Oh, I've been using that for free just for like helping me write cover letters.
No. I mean, with the other one, Journey, the Journey one.
Oh, yeah, right. And then Mid Journey.
Oh,
right.
Mid Journey, yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
That's what I couldn't remember earlier. That's the one I used early on when I was screwing around.
I started messing with that, and then you have to use Discord for it, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. And as soon as I started messing with it, it was like the next day, Discord updated and no longer works on my laptop. So
yeah,
it
sounds about right.
I was just about to get excited and have fun experimenting with it, and then they were like, nope. No fun for you.
Yeah, that happened to me too. It became, it's not Mac. My Mac's locked in time, so
yeah,
it just gets. I just use less and less things as the time goes on.
Mm-hmm. Well, hey guys, we've been going for 3 hours.
Yeah, I gotta go to work soon.
So
I gotta get up in a few hours.
You guys want to call this, and we can do it again next weekend, or or anytime before or out. Like I like doing the Sunday thing, but if it's better to do it a different night, we can figure that out. I don't know.
Sundays are good for me personally. But
okay.
Now that I've done it, I'm kind of having a good time. I'm not gonna lie. This has been really fun.
Yeah, I got to figure out why my the camera didn't. It worked last week. It's not working this week.
Cool.
Yeah, there's
Well-
still some technical hiccups, but we'll figure it out, I think.
Is my audio better after we turned all that shit off?
Your
Yes.
audio, Eric, your audio hasn't been stuttering, but you get I'm getting little popping noises, but it
Yeah.
hasn't gone into that robot mode.
Good.
So
Okay.
Yeah, it crackles a little bit.
Maybe it's his
Robot.
microphone.
maybe because it's you're smoking crack.
Wow. Just lay that right out there.
And with that, we're done.